You're listening to the Sportsvisions Morning Show, brought to you by Global Diagnostic Services and the Finley Firm. Here's DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
Good Thursday morning and welcome everybody to another edition of the Sportsvisions Morning Show. DJ Jones. I am the son of Walter and Betty Jones. Coach Larry Bush's grandson, the thrifter we call him. His name is Thrift Behringer. Good morning, Thrift.
Great morning, DJ. Can you believe it's already Thursday?
Thursday,
Are you kidding me?
It's coming downhill fast, my friend. And we call him the Swiss Army knife, off into a little turbulence this morning, but it's going to be all right.
Yes,
Richie
sir.
Rich, good morning, buddy.
Hey, great morning, DJ and Thrift. Glad to be here.
And, you know, Thrift, I got to do this right off the bat because everybody wants to say, you always talk about how he's Larry Bush's grandson. Well, you go ahead, Thrift, and officially introduce your granddad and let him know what he meant to me, and so that folks will know, because I just assume we've been doing this for a long, long time.
Yeah, so, and I'm glad you said that, DJ. I literally just talked to him the other day. He is a longtime coach from this area, played at Central High School, went to Auburn, and basketball there, then graduated, became a coach, and coached at pretty much every middle school you can think of, but the place that two places that he really won a ton of championships from, because he won over 10 football championships. He won close to 8 basketball championships, and he was an excellent AD, was Talbotson Road, where he coached DJ Jones back in the day, and then obviously Rothschild. And if you go in Rothschild and you see all those banners, my granddad was the one that put those banners up. He had one time a 40-game winning streak in which they won 5 consecutive middle school championships in a row. Coached at Jordan, coached at Brookstone, ended at Baker, and then retired. And now he was able to coach me in Little League a little bit, Northeast Packers, and we had lost to Edgewood Red Devils in the championship when I was back in the day, DJ. So that's my granddad. He's my hero, and he coached guys like Dell McGee, Brinson Buckner, and he even credits, and Wayne says the same thing. Our guy Wayne Johnson says, I wasn't even a quarterback. I was a defensive lineman, tight end. And Coach Bush is saying at tryouts, well, I got no one to throw it 10 yards. All of a sudden, Wayne comes up, a former Georgia quarterback, and throws it about 50. And my granddad said, well, I think we found our quarterback.
That's right.
So I love him, and thank you for letting me do that, D.
Great guy. Obviously, again, he'll probably be up in a few hours, but
no doubt. He is not up right now.
Not right now. But good thing about what we do with this show as far as, of course, bring it to you live on Facebook, and it's taping and recording, and it'll go into the archives, and you can go to Facebook and watch it again. But maybe we can go back and look at it, and also it's on YouTube. So
yes.
That's a great way. Hey, let's say good morning to everybody out there this morning. It's Thursday, man. I tell you what, we are here. Thursday night lights already here, man.
Wow.
And again, just less than 24 hours away from Friday night lights.
Yeah, DJ. And guess what? Tonight could be the biggest upset in the history of high school football.
Call Vegas, baby.
Can Jordan take down Carver?
Man, I tell you what the odds are that?
DJ, come on.
But you know what?
It can't be great.
That's one of the games. But the other one, is Hardaway in Sumter County.
Listen. Obviously, Jordan Carver, I mean, we were talking about Carver's probably a 50-point favorite. It would be the biggest upset I've ever seen in the history of my lifetime in any sport, if that were to happen. On the flip side, it would still be a massive upset if Sumter County loses to Hardaway as well. So, DJ, both those games going on this Thursday night. If you want to be able to see them, you need to go in person.
And I'll tell you one thing about it, though. Richard, he is the prognosticator of prognosticators. Richard, give us the rundown, if you will. Just in your humble opinion, what do you think?
Well, last year's score was 66-6. And I remember how excited Jordan was when they got that kickoff return for a touchdown, that they actually put 6 on Carver. This is a much different Carver team than last year, because they got a quarterback in Sebastian Hurd that likes to sling it around. And with those 3 running backs, I don't know how much playing time they are going to get. I think that my recommendation, I'm just saying, Carver obviously is the better team. They need to start playing some of their JV team. I really do. I would say keep that offense out on the first quarter, see what you got, because you got to be tuned and refreshed to getting ready for the playoffs. You got to show your offense a little bit, because then you got Kendrick next week. Then you go into the playoffs. But Jordan is at such a mismatch because they only have 24 players that it's starting to become unfair. And there's talks about Jordan possibly going to 8-man football next year. especially with the reclassification. Carver's just on another level. I hope that it's an exciting first quarter, that Jordan actually gives it their all, because they got some good players. Coach McDaniel's going to coach them up. But yeah, it's going to be tough. But Carver's playing Jordan, and then this is a region game, and hopefully we'll see a bunch of people out there at Kinnett, because it's actually a home game for Jordan.
All right, let's go ahead and just say hello and good morning to everybody out there watching on Facebook as well as YouTube. We appreciate the fact that we have the opportunity to help you get your day started. And whether you are fixing breakfast right now, getting the kiddos ready to go to school, or maybe you're getting yourself ready to go to work, or maybe you're just already stuck in traffic somewhere in the city, in the Bi-City area. Again, we appreciate the fact. We don't take it for granted. We know that we are here to entertain, to inform, and educate you on the goings-on in the world of sports. And again, for all of our friends out there in WLTC HD2, Sportsvisions 921 land, we love you, but it ain't a damn thing you can do about it.
Hello, somebody.
Guys, let's get this party started. Man, oh, man, I tell you what, the NBA is in full effect. Game, at least the Atlanta Hawks opened up the season at State Farm Arena to the boo-booing in the pants, man. I tell you what, you got Toronto coming in here, spoiling your big splash. I don't like it. I know that we have a lot of expectations, and it's a long season, Thrift. But setting the tone against Toronto. I mean, I don't think anybody has Toronto picked to win anything, much less come into a State Farm Arena and spoil your opening.
Definitely not winning a championship. Some they thought they'd be improved. Others, I mean, this is one of the teams. Others thought they would still be terrible this year. I don't understand it. Not a great performance by Trae Young. He couldn't hit any threes. Really, the team in general could not hit by a three-point basket. They shot 28% from behind the three-point line. I'm not going to get too upset. I did see the potential with this team. I mean, Porzingis had 20 and 7. That made me happy. Ricochet came back from injury, and he had 16 points. It was the defense.
Oh, the defense.
It was not the offense. The offense was actually there. The defense, which I thought was the strength of this team, giving up 138 points at home is never ideal, and it's not the way you want to start the opening night, but I still feel like the Hawks are going to be okay.
Well, obviously, there's some time to gel, and we just wanted to, dazzle the home crowd, give them some hope, obviously, with the Falcons doing what they're doing, and obviously the funk that the Braves are in right now in limbo pretty much for their manager. You want to get, that was a perfect time for them to take an early swing on the mentality of the sports fans in Atlanta, Richard.
Yeah, the defense was non-existent. Toronto shot 56% as a team. RJ Barrett could get any shot he wanted. He had 25. You had Scotty Barnes with 22. I mean, this is not a very good Raptors team. This is a shell of that team that won the championship in 2019. But it's the first regular season game. Yeah, you want to see the Hawks come out and beat the teams they're supposed to beat on their schedule, because then they got to play the Magic, then they got to play the Thunder. We could end up seeing an Atlanta Hawks team that could start the season 0-3. So you've got to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. Otherwise, you're headed for another play-in tournament.
Pivoting a little bit this morning again, and we'll have an opportunity to talk a little bit more NBA basketball a little bit later in the show. But you know what? We got a situation where obviously we got NIL, name, image, and likeness. We got pay for play. Now we have that the NCAA has approved athletes and athletic department staff members to be able to bet on professional sports. So, Hey, now the kids got money. Now they can bet on pro sports. How about that?
That's unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
That's just think about the times.
They're going to hell in a handbasket, man.
It's become where there is no room. I mean, there is no rules and no holds bar. I mean, everyone is just free for all, wild west.
Yes, it is.
Kids get to do whatever they want. This is a slippery slope that we're getting towards right now. And I would not be shocked again if kids are not already gambling and betting on themselves in some way, form, or fashion. I'm not saying that they're doing it, but heck, we already got an NBA player, 2 of them, getting trouble for the gambling situation. It's only a matter of fact before it trickles down to the colleges too. I just don't like it, man.
Well, one thing about it, I think they tried to buy you off a few months ago.
That's what I'm saying. They don't. Hugh Freeze told me he's tired of me talking so much trash about him, so he gave me some of his prize pick money. But yeah, man, I just this is never a good thing. But you know what? The country we're in It's free for all. You get to do what you want. It's a free country. You get to say what you want. You get to do what you want with your money. And they don't want to have rules anymore. And that's kind of what it's become in college football.
One thing, Richard, you are a pretty level-headed guy, and I know that gambling might not necessarily be one of your things, but do you? I know you're not in favor of it for the high school kid, or at least the college kids, to be able to gamble and to bet.
I don't like the direction of where this is going, because this could lead to, let's say a player gets in a scenario where they make a big bet and they can't pay it off to like a loan shark, and then the loan shark says, well, I want you to throw the next game. We saw the whole Boston College point shaving scandal in the 80s. I mean, we could end up going to that. Hopefully we don't go down that path, but it's dangerous, because then you end up having to deal with some of that stuff.
Yeah, I don't think the loan sharks are a thing anymore because of how
it's
because it's not 80s and 90s anymore where you're hiding it. I mean, it's out there in front. I mean, they got Prize Picks.
So you mean y'all don't have the numbers, man, in your neighborhood?
I mean, I'm not saying. Listen, I knew, and I had a bookie before. And I never. If you
had a bookie. So you were into gambling?
I was into gambling some cookies, not money. It was only chocolate chip cookies, DJ. Nothing illegal, just chocolate chip cookies. All right. But I promise you, I've never come across a bookie or a loan shark that reminded you of Joe Pesci or Robert De Niro from Goodfellas, that they were going to come and cut my finger off if I didn't pay for it. But either way, I'm with him. I just don't like how this looks.
I tell you, you know what? Just the whole gambling situation, man. Again, I got a lot of issues, but gambling is not one of them. I just always have felt that, I value my money. And again, not that I had a whole lot of it, but, I just didn't want to go and lose it on a craps table, on a blackjack table, or, on a game. Betting on games is just that was never even on my horizon, betting on sports games.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you where it hit me lowest. It was Duke 2016-17. Luke Kennard was a sophomore. This team had Jason Tatum on it. They're supposed to be the greatest team ever. And Luke was just on a roll. He had been scoring over 25 for the first 7-8 games of the season. They were playing a team that I called Roast Beef Tech. I was like, there's no way in God's green earth he's not getting 25. He not only got 25, Duke up ended up losing the game. And he had the turnover that I lost with Duke, and I lost the fact that the prop bet in which Mr. Kennard, and I said, you know what? No more of this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be caught on a Tuesday watching random ACC basketball, stressing out like it matters. I'm not doing it to myself anymore. And since that moment, I've never done it again, DJ. I just can't, because I will get so frustrated at the guys out there, and it's not their fault. They're humans. They can make mistakes. But when you got a lot of money online or whatever it may be, you don't care about that. You better do what you're supposed to do.
And good Thursday morning to Ricky Rogers, who's listening out there. Ricky Rogers. What's up, Ricky? I tell you what, Ricky, do you gamble, Ricky? Does the Ricky gamble?
100%. Big Rick will get out there now.
What? He throw it out there, huh?
Yes. And by the way, Big Rick, we got to get him on sometime, because he started a podcast called Stonercast.
Yeah.
I don't trust anyone in terms of analysts and people outside of the organization that cover them more than Ricky Rogers. But I appreciate him. He's every morning loyal.
Absolutely. And I have absolutely no problem of bringing him on tomorrow morning. I'll give him an opportunity to go ahead and get his script together.
Oh, he'd love it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I'll take care of that, DJ. We'll make sure that happens tomorrow.
All right. Hey, let me go ahead and just give you the lineup before we go to our first break. I'll tell you what, coming up in just a little bit, we'll have an opportunity to talk to one of the outstanding female coaches in the area. She's out of Harris County's Carver Middle School. Her name is Tamara Johnson. She has multiple championship runs, including this year. She came away with another one, and we'll let her tell us all about it in just a little bit.
You know how high I am on middle school coaches. Again.
Oh, yeah.
That is where the development is being made, is at that level. And I commend all middle school coaches, and I love that we are celebrating someone that has won volleyball and basketball. I mean, she just wins championships, DJ. That's all she does. She just wins all the time. Nothing too spectacular, right?
Did I tell you that she was an author as well?
An author and very well spoken, a podcaster. I mean, there's not many things she doesn't do. And the biggest thing is she's an impactful influencer on young people's lives. She's an amazing teacher, and she's had so many kids come under her tutelage, and she's giving great advice. Those are the teachers and the people I want to celebrate in this area, and that's what we do on this show.
All right. Also, Jack Patterson, the sports director at WRBL, he'll tell you what he thinks about tonight's Thursday Night Lights, of course, the big games that are on slate. Danita, Gibson, Lloyd, the CEO of Girls Inc., celebrating those girls. I tell you what, they got a big event coming up, and Danita's going to come on and share that with us as well. And boy, oh boy, 3-0, Morehouse Maroon Tigers head coach Terrance Mathis, the former
T-Math
Atlanta Falcon Pro Bowler, and glad to see him getting some success. Again, so many, sometimes, you just have to put in the time, take your lumps, but he seems to have something going. He's going to be playing against Savannah State, I believe, in homecoming this week. So Savannah State has Morehouse on their schedule for homecoming.
That's disrespectful, and I can't wait for
on
Coach
this
Math.
3-0 streak.
Come on now. They've
Come on now.
3 games in a row. Coach Math has done an amazing job revitalizing this program, and the next 2 games are against teams that are below 500, very winnable games. And if he's able to get to 6-4 on the year and a 6-game winning streak, I mean, come on, man. How do you not have potentially this man as coach of the year?
Looking forward to talking to Terrance. And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, everybody's All-American. Buck Belue, the former University of Georgia national championship quarterback. And he is now just a rock star of a sports talk host in Hotlanta. And we'll love to get the fact of not only what's going on with the Georgia Bulldogs, but also the Atlanta Falcons, as well as the Atlanta Braves. Buck has his nose, and he's in rooms that we can only dream of going to, but that's why he's a contributor on this show, so he can come help spread the good news about our Atlanta sports teams.
Yeah, I'm appreciative always of Buck, and we got some questions because Falcons are 500, and they're 2 games back or a game and a half back of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they got some winnable games on their schedule. I wonder how he feels about the Falcons so far this season.
All right, let's go ahead and take our first break of the day. You are watching Facebook Live, and you're also watching YouTube. You're listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 921. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
Let's do this.
Sports Visions 92.1.
Good morning. I'm Michelle Jennings, and here are your morning's headlines. In Lynette, 24-year-old DeAnthony Wright has been arrested and charged with vehicular homicide after a Tuesday evening hit and run, killing a toddler on South 4th Avenue. Meanwhile, today in Russell County, final arguments will be heard for 18-year-old Jadaris Snipes, who is facing murder and robbery charges for the death of 23-year-old Ryan Bowles, who was shot to death leaving a Christmas party in 2023. On Wednesday, Bowles' father was called as the state's final witness. In Columbus, 26-year-old Eric Gibbs and 27-year-old Justin Harris are facing drug and gun charges after being arrested in a recent narcotics investigation that seized over 16 pounds of marijuana, 2 firearms, and over $3,800 in cash. But in Phoenix City, Alabama, a sinkhole has been expanding for 2 years, and no one is claiming responsibility for the repairs. The sinkhole is growing issues that have impacted several in the city. So far, we have not received a response from the city for an official statement. From WRBL News 3, I'm Michelle Jennings. Have a joyful rest of your day.
Good Thursday morning. We are starting back off chilly and those temperatures in the mid to low 40s under clear skies. Once again today, we're tracking plenty of sun with those temperatures rebounding. Highs expected to reach the upper 70s. Clear and chilly tonight, lows falling to near 50. Rain chances arrive late Sunday with a chance of rain all the way through midweek. Temperatures becoming cooler in the extended forecast with readings near 70.
Whatever your vision for holiday decorating, the Home Depot has what you need to bring it to life. Like our warm white holiday lights with steady lit technology, so your lights stay glowing even if one bulb fails. Whether you're going for a soft, warm glow or a colorful display of holiday cheer, choose from our wide variety of holiday lights starting at $5 in-store only. Find everything you need to get your holidays started with the Home Depot.
Lori's Furniture Express, your express way to save.
Happy fall, y'all. It's Pumpkin Palooza time at Gorey's Furniture Express. Make a purchase, pick a pumpkin, and win a prize. Every pumpkin has a number, and every number is a winner. Discounts include 5, 10, up to 15% off, and you may even get free delivery. And that's only at Gorey's Furniture. You're going to love this place. Alabama Highway 169 in Opelika.
How would you like to sponsor Georgia Bulldogs football? Call 706 706-327-1217 to find out how. That's 706-327-1217. Again, that's 706-327-1217.
My life was going downhill fast. Everybody was on my case. Now, I kept hoping that life would change real soon. I knew drinking too much messed up my life. A friend suggested I check out AA. It worked. I found myself in an AA group. Finally, I've got my act together.
Visit AA.org for more information and download the Meeting Guide app to find a meeting near you.
Did you know that generic drugs are just as safe and effective as brand name drugs? Generics might look different, but they work the same way. And they can even save you money. Don't believe me? Ask your doctor or pharmacist. Or visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
I'm Shanola Hampton. I support the Feeding America network of food banks because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
At the YMCA, finding your why starts by making an impact together, touching lives for the better. It can be the gift of time or treasure, supporting a community through talent without measure. Here, compassion fuels commitment, finding fulfillment through enrichment, serving and improving. What a way to live, and what a gift it is to give. Find your why and get involved today at ymca.org for a better us.
Every day, 12 children die from sepsis, more than from cancer. Most people don't know the word sepsis or the symptoms. Protect yourself and your loved ones. To learn more about the symptoms, go to sepsis.org.
If it's local, it's on the Sportsvisions Morning Show with former Georgia Bulldog DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
I've been blind for a while now. I just got the key that let
Good Thursday morning and welcome to the Sportsvisions Morning Show. DJ Jones, Thrift Behringer, and Richard Holdridge in the building. It's Throwback Thursday, and of course, I tell you, man, it's always great to have an opportunity to throw back. I had to, I was going through some pictures yesterday, and again, I was asked a question. First of all, that's how it started. It's like, has anybody from Carver ever played, baseball? Have been drafted? And I said, I thought about it, and I said, well, all I can say is I know that I was drafted and posted it. And again, man, it got some tremendous response. A lot of people were surprised, but then a lot of the folks that are Carver folks that really, really should know, they didn't even know. So again, having an opportunity to be drafted or selected by the Pittsburgh Pirates. That was back when we are family. I mean, Willie Stargell. I mean, all of those baseball enthusiasts out there, man. That was when Pittsburgh Pirates were awesome. They won the championships, man. The Pittsburgh Steelers. That town, Pittsburgh, was Wintersville.
Yeah, Pittsburgh Panthers had Tony Dorsett. Remember, they were good in the 70s, too.
Yeah. Did the Penguins win the Stanley Cup?
Man, I think they did.
And then
everybody else, just throw them in there.
Roberto Clemente. Everybody loves him. But, yeah, that was a time. But, DJ, that is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And trying to think, has there ever been another Carver Tiger? Are you the only?
Yeah.
I know you were the first, but are you the only Tiger baseball player ever drafted for the major leagues?
Now, I'm not a betting man, but I would pretty much bet on that because I know that somebody would have stepped to the forefront. Now, all these years that I've been back here, we never has been recognized. But I tell you what, while we're talking baseball, guess whose son has committed and to sign with the Auburn Tigers baseball team?
Frank Thomas Jr., baby.
Right. Little Frankie.
And by the way, another one, too, A.T. Neal, who was the linebacker during that 2004 Auburn championship team that finished undefeated. His son, Brennan Neal, is a sensational top talent at Brookstone. As a freshman, he started at shortstop, won a championship last year. As a sophomore, he was one of their best pitchers and best players in the field, played shortstop. He just committed to the Auburn Tigers as well. So congratulations to both of them.
Now, Frank the third, I believe it is. He is the third because Frank's dad, senior, Frank said junior, and then Frank the third. Frankie is, he's an IMG playing ball, man, and doing big things. I think he's hitting damn near 500 and just doing everything you can imagine. He's a lefty, though. He's a lefty. His dad was a righty. And, of course, man, if he can hold just a fraction of what his dad was, man, again, and that's going to be the thing that I hate about kids that are the parents or the sons or the sibling or the actually the sons and daughters of superstars. That the bar is set so high that if you don't come anywhere near it, then you just feel like a second-class citizen.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And looking at Frank Thomas, I think his son wanted to call himself the big lefty hurt. Yeah, because it was the big hurt, and Frank says he's a little hurt. Never mind, excuse me.
Yeah,
little
Frank,
hurt.
Yeah, Frankie says he wants to be the little hurt, but he's a fantastic athlete, man. He is a big-time baseball player, and I'm expecting massive results for the Auburn Tigers.
The other good thing about Frankie signing with Auburn now, again, I know that Frank Sr., or at least Frank Jr., the Hall of Famer, had made his home up in near Chicago in the suburbs and whatnot. But with him being only 35 miles away and at his alma mater, man, he'd probably be in the area a lot more.
That's what I'm thinking. Being able to watch his son over there at Plainsman Park, and that's going to be really interesting. You know, Frank Thomas did come down to this area over the summer, and it was just great to see him in the community and talking with the media. And you know, we definitely appreciate everything that Frank Thomas has done for this community, and just giving back and able to possibly come down to Auburn and maybe swing by Columbus a couple times while the season's going on.
Yeah, he was out at Fort Benning, and he has a new drink, liquor or something. It was a vodka he has out. It's a vodka out. How does it taste, Rich?
I'm not a drinker, so I wouldn't know.
Okay, all right. I'll take that. A good answer. Thrift, again, have you had a taste of Frank's new vodka?
I have not.
What's the name of it, Richie?
Oh, it is something like
it ain't the big hurt.
Something to do with his number.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
I'll find it.
Right and that number, his number was what? What was it? Do you know his number?
34.
34.
Yeah.
Like Herschel Walker, huh?
Yes,
Bo Jackson.
Yes, it was.
And hell, Charles Barkley wore it too.
That's what they said. They're all 34, man.
Yeah. But it's great to have Frankie going to be joining the Auburn team. And I tell you what, man, we got to keep it high.
FT 35.
FT.
Oh, his number was 35, not 34.
I'll find out his number because I thought his number was 34.
I thought it was 35 because I can, anywhere in the world I could see him following, those guys, Bo Jackson and Charles Barkley. I think he's 35, if I remember, if my mind, is correct. Because I can remember the days of walking into. I remember when I was with Mizuno, walking right into the Chicago White Sox clubhouse, and he was sitting on the table getting taped. He looked up, and you thought he saw a ghost because he's like, it's kind of like, what the. He's seen a guy from his hometown into the clubhouse with him, and of course, it was a great time.
It was definitely 35
Yep.
in pros,
Yep.
and I think it was 35 at Auburn too. So not 34, 35 was him. You're right, DJ.
Good stuff. Hey, coming up in just a little bit, we said, go Tamara Johnson. We're celebrating another female coach in the area. Of course, she's out of Harris County's Carver Middle School, and she is a former athlete herself. She had an opportunity to perform at a high level here in the city. I believe it was Kendrick, but, she'll have an opportunity to share with us in just a little bit, Richard. Why don't we go ahead and take a short break? When we come back, it'll be all eyes and ears on Tamara Johnson. You're watching Facebook Live, and you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 921. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
I've been moving calm, don't start no trouble with me. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me. Don't pull up at 6 a.m. to cuddle with me. You know how I like it when you...
You are listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1.
While serving in Afghanistan, I was shot in the head by sniper fire. The fighting was so intense, the medevac chopper was barely able to land. I was given a 5% chance to live. I'm Adam Alexander, and I'm a veteran. Today, I visit classrooms and talk with kids about dealing with life's struggles. I tell them, with a little help and a lot of work, that you can overcome any challenge.
DAV helps veterans like Adam get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
I know that some struggles are big and some are small, but they're all struggles, and you have to learn to get through them. With support from DAV, more veterans like me can live their best life. And as a new father, I have one more reason to keep on keeping on. My victory is being there for the next generation.
Adam Alexander, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the GHSA, are the 195,000 high school sports and performing arts students in Georgia. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, debate team members, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, officials, and adjudicators. We stand for the drummers, football players, and actors. We stand for the golfers, singers, and swimmers. We stand as the national leader and advocate for these essential activities and all who participate in them and make them possible, because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
In Iraq, our truck hit a roadside bomb. I had about 16 surgeries on my hand so that I could regain function. And when I came home, I needed a new roof due to a storm. And my electrical was deemed unsafe. And I was about to lose homeowners insurance as well. I didn't really know where to go in order to get help. And so I applied for Operation Homefront Critical Financial Assistance Program. They've really been a blessing. Operation Homefront is the safety net. A lot of veterans, they fall through the cracks sometimes. And Operation Homefront, they catch us. It's been a blessing to us. It's a blessing to other veteran families. And it's good to know that when we come home, there are people who are there that care about us and want to see us do well and want to see us succeed. And we feel it and we appreciate that. I would say you guys are angels behind closed doors.
Visit OperationHomefront.org to learn more.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
This message is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Veterans, do you have a copy of your DD-214? A DD-214 is a DoD certificate of retirement, separation, or discharge from active duty. It verifies your eligibility for benefits and services. The fastest way to request a copy is through the National Archives and Records Administration at archives.gov. Get the benefits you've earned.
You're waking up with a Sports Visions morning show on Sports Visions 92.1. Now back to former Green Bay Packer DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
Again, and nothing like a coach, and I love a coach that can get you fired up, get you excited. And I tell you what, our next coach, her name is Tamara Johnson, and she has a plethora of championships. She has a championship culture and a championship fabric. She's out of Harris County, of course, Carver Middle School. And I want to tell you, she's a former Kendrick Cherokee. Good morning, Tamara. How are you?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Love that beautiful smile this morning. You just brighten everybody up, man. But you know what? I see why. I know why you got that smile on your face. You're fresh off of a 2025 volleyball championship, but that's just to go on the shelf with the other gazillion championships that you won, man. How did you do it? What has made it possible for you to have such a championship pedigree?
It's just my upbringing in sports as well. Like you said, I'm a Kendrick Cherokee. It started there at Kendrick. We had a winning culture at Kendrick High School. Then I went off to University of South Florida in Tampa on basketball scholarship. We had a winning culture there as well. It's always been the coaches, which made me want to be a coach. And so here I brought that fabric, as you said, is in my DNA. I brought that here to Harris County Carver Middle School. And all I can say is that parents and athletes who believe in the same mission and allow a coach to do their job and to coach and to bring that mission to fruition, that's the only way to win right there. So it's no magic formula or anything like that. Is when all the coaches, the players, and the parents are all on one page and one accord, magical things can happen at that moment.
You've been in the game over 20 years up at Harris County. I mean, is it me or do I think? I mean, are you flying under the radar? Because again, I don't know if you're getting the credit you deserve, because obviously you're the feeder school, and of course Harris County has had some tremendous programs and still does have. But 20 years, and again, I don't know. Is it me, or are you getting your your flowers while you're here?
I just want to give congratulations to I work in a great school district, and they have, under some great leadership and over the years, I believe I have gotten flowers. I mean, I don't do this for accolades. I do it for the kids. I don't do it for applause. I really just try and bring the kids' mission to fruition. So any applause after that, I can applaud for myself, but it's all about the kids. So, whether I'm getting my flowers or not, as long as the kids are getting theirs, I have no complaints.
By the way, Coach, I was at Harris County Carver Middle School when you were coaching back in the day, 2005, 2006, 2007. I remember our heyday and having some elite athletes like LaMichael Fanning. I can name drop a ton of them. Matthew Harris and I can't forget the quarterback's name that I was really good friends with. But, Coach, you've done an amazing job there. Always thought the world of you. I do want to ask, how's your relationship with Coach Stephanie Ramsey Dunn? Because you're kind of the feeder system for her program in basketball. I know you're the volleyball coach too, but how's your relationship with the high school, knowing that you're kind of developing these young athletes and getting them ready for the prime time when they get up there?
Hey, I mean, everything's great between the two schools. We are a feeder school. I do also coach basketball. So actually basketball tryouts are today. I'm coming off a volleyball win and then, going into basketball now. And we're going to try the same mission. But, yeah, everything's been successful here in Harris County for us being a feeder school, going to the high school. We've had some successful programs, successful athletes. You named a bunch of males, but I'm always pro women's sports. We have Jessica Carter. She helped win a basketball championship here, along with her 3 younger sisters. I've won a championship in basketball with all of the Carter sisters. But Jessica went on to the high school. She excelled. She got a Division I scholarship. She got drafted into the WNBA. So I do believe that we have a great union here in Harris County. I mean, we just get them, we turn them into athletes, and they go forth and prosper.
I tell you what, fruit doesn't fall too far from the trees. That's what the old man told me a long time ago. But it's no secret that you love to pour into these kids. Your mom, let everybody know who don't know that your mom, and again, her love of children, her love of course pouring into young people. I mean, that's a chip off the old block if I've ever seen one.
Well, my mother is Dr. Joanne Thomas Brown Buchanan, married Edgar Buchanan. And she raised me to be tough as nails and to get over any obstacle that may come my way. She's a retired principal. So she was principal at numerous schools in Muskogee County, but they called her the female Joe Clark. So if you know my mom, that's how she is. She's very stern and strict. She's all about business, and that's been instilled in me. So when I pour into the kids, is more than athletics, is more than sports, is they're part of a family here in Harris County. We try and preach a family culture. And so they're part of a family here, but we had a player who had a death in her family right before the tryouts. Right before the championship game. So shout out to the Ligon family, the Gilbert family. One of our starters attended a funeral and then came to the championship game. But before the game, We had to get the mind right, going through some things over the week. So you try and be there for the athlete, you try and be there for the family, and they're a great family. And, it's just a testament to what the kids go through and how the adults, whether it's teachers, coaches, have to pull them together. And she came out and she played for her aunt, and she did a great job. I put her right in the game when she arrived from the funeral, and she came right in and got 6 kills. So, it's all about the kids. And, a lot has been instilled through me, through my mom, through my upbringing, through wonderful leadership over the years here in Harris County. People that believed in me, believed in the program, believed in the system that, we're trying to run here at the middle school. So, I have no complaints, but that's my background and my upbringing.
Oh, I love it, Coach, and I love that story, and that is exactly why we celebrate all coaches, but it really means something to me for middle school. My granddad, longtime middle school coach, I'm all about giving back, because what y'all do, this is where you teach kids how to learn to love the game, okay? Because then when they get to high school, it becomes almost a job. Now you're having to work really hard. You got to establish that love first, so then they can have that ability to want to do the long nights to get better at their craft. Why has middle school been your calling? Why have you been there for so long, Coach? Because I feel like with the winning, there have probably been several high schools that want you, but you just feel like this is where you've needed to be for the last 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, I do believe this is my calling. Teaching was my calling. I tried to avoid it for a long time. Actually, my mother, as a longtime educator, said, don't get an education. I was a Columbus firefighter, a sergeant on the Columbus Fire Department before I was an educator. But it kept calling me. Majority of my family are all educators or retired educators in the education field. I just honestly wanted to stay in the middle school. That's where I got certified at. I just feel that's where the Lord led me, to middle school. I've had opportunities, would love to go to a college, but, whatever the Lord says and guides me. But I've been here at Harris County at one school for 24 years now. Been coaching about 22 of those years here at the middle school. I just don't want to go anywhere else. I don't want to do the itty bitty kids, and I don't want to do the grown kids. So I'm here in the middle, and that's the middle school.
Coach Tamara Johnson is our guest this morning on the Sportsvisions morning show. And Coach, in addition to all of that wonderful, teaching and coaching, you're also an author. Talk to me about Black Girl Magic.
Awesome.
Yes. So again, it's all about the kids, and definitely during COVID time, wanted to get with children that young girls. I wanted to speak to young girls and say, not only in sports but in academics, in the world, in life, you can achieve anything that you put your mind to. Black women are always on the forefront of a lot of movements, and but all women, all girls, you have magic within you to overcome any obstacle that you have. So I authored a children's book just to defeat the dragon in your life, called Black Girl Magic. I do have a animated film coming out now. It's making the film festival rounds. Same title, Black Girl Magic. There is a non-animated short film out called Black Magic, which stars Donna Bisco, who is from Columbus, Georgia. She's in a lot of Tyler Perry films and movies, and she's from Columbus, Georgia, but she was in that film as well. So, a lot of things go on outside of education and coaching, but my main mission is always to leave people better than where I found them. And definitely our youth, definitely our young girls, in the society that we live in, human trafficking and so forth. You can overcome anything. You can overcome anything as a young woman, as a young athlete, as a young girl, and there's magic within you. So hence the book that was authored called Black Girl Magic. Shout out to my school, Harris County Carver Middle School, who has the book in the library. They bought the book, put it in the library, so our youth are able to see that and witness that. A friend of mine, Miss Tricia, she works at various BOTES. She works at various schools that allow me to come and read the book to the youth at the schools. So looking forward to doing that. So there comes the book. It's been authored. It's called Black Girl Magic. You can buy it on Amazon. It's by T.S. Johnson. Cherie is my middle name. So T.S. Johnson. And again, it's Black Girl Magic. And I would love if, people would go buy it just to spread word and positivity to our young girls.
I love that, man. And I love about showcasing and being able to achieve dreams in whatever field it may be. Is this something that you want to do more of in creating children's book? Was this like a one-off, or now that you got the itch and your guy is pretty successful, do you plan on doing this more often?
Yeah, but more books. I want to speak to our young athletes, but I'm also a filmmaker. So
I love that too.
That's what I do outside of here. So, web series, TV series, short films. So have a production company out of Atlanta called Signal 20 Productions. So I outside of coaching, when I do find time, which is rare, normally in the summertime, then we're in Atlanta filming different things, or throughout the year, again, whenever I can find a break or a weekend or something to film. But it's already being done. And hopefully we can get to a level of a Tyler Perry or a big studio at some point.
Coach Johnson, I often hear about the community of Harris County. What makes it special? Because for you to be there so long and, to pour into those kids there, obviously the support and the following has to have a lot to do with you being there for so long.
Definitely. So this is a great community. They're always looking out for the sports programs here. Not only sports, they look out for our kids. It is a close-knit family from the sheriff department all the way down, giving a shout out to Sheriff Jolly. But our administrative system here, our superintendent, our assistant superintendent, they make this a partnership. So we're in partnership with everyone in the community, from the gas stations. We have gas stations that donate to the middle school program, water, Gatorades, Powerades, whatever we need, because this community is just close. It's all about the kids, all about the success of the kids and the community. And, we want our kids to look good and we want our community to look good. And so I believe in that. And so that's why I've been here for 24 years, because I believe in the leadership of this county, from the sheriff's department all the way down to the school system. I believe in all of our leadership. So this is where I call home when I'm away from home.
I got you. I tell you what sticks out in my mind, and again, in following and covering Harris County athletics over the past few years, one thing that they're pro girls, they're pro women. The athletic director, the boys basketball coach is a female. The athletic director is a female. Again, with the great work that you're doing. So talk to us a little bit, because we don't normally see females in the positions that they're hiring in Harris County.
Yeah. So athletic directors, this is an equal opportunity county, and I love that. Yes, Lucy Ellison is now the head boys basketball coach at the high school. That's a big move right there. So I really appreciate our county giving women the opportunity to shine, to lead, to be in head coaching positions as well. I love it. They're giving us the opportunity, and I expect nothing less from our county. They've always been supportive, and so to me, that's not foreign that we have a women's head basketball coach for boys. Over time, there's always been a male coach for females. So yes. Why can't we do the reverse? And so Harris County is leading the way in that. And, wishing good luck to Lucy in her mission of leading the boys team at the high school.
Coach Johnson, as we let you go, obviously, I'm going to give you an opportunity to, for next 30, 90 seconds or so, just kind of speak to the parents, speak to the kids, speak to the folks that are listening to this program this morning about that black girl magic. I want you to elaborate a little bit more and speak that black girl magic into the audience.
All right. So, but before I do that, I got a couple of seconds. I do want to just say congratulations to the middle school volleyball team. You guys, I'm so proud of you. Want to give a shout out to the volleyball team here at the middle school.
Great
so
job.
Proud of you. Way to finish the job. I always quote Kobe Bryant, and my athletes are always looking at me like I'm crazy. As we were approaching the championship game, they would say, "Coach, we're going to win this championship. We gonna get this for you, Coach. We gonna get this for us." And I'm like, "Hey, job finished? job not finished.
Right.
Finish the job."
Yep.
So I want to say to my girls, congratulations, job finished. Congratulations to your championship in the West Georgia League, headed by Mike Woodard. And got a couple of basketball players on the volleyball team, so they'll be at trials today for basketball. But wanted to give a shout out to the team, to my school, to my athletic director, and to everyone, faculty and staff who supported us en route to this championship. But Black Girl Magic, hey, talking to all the women and ladies out there, young girls, high school and below, anything that comes your way, take a minute, breathe, think, focus, lock in. You can overcome anything, any dragon that comes up against you in your life. You can beat that dragon. So all parents, give your kids the tools necessary to be successful. All right. They're student athletes. Everyone, you're a student athlete. Student comes first. Lock in your classrooms. Don't be a clown in class. Lock in, be a leader. Show your black girl magic. You have magic within you to lead, and you have some prime examples here in Harris County Carver Middle School and Harris County, period. At the high school, you got Lucy. In Muskogee County, if you're listening out there, you got some great leaders and coaches there, teachers, parents. Everybody get on one accord, and let's look out for our young women, our young girls, no matter what their color or creed. Look out for them, bring them together, and give them some direction in life. Support them.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Awesome.
Coach Tamara Johnson. Coach, congratulations and have a great rest of your morning.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
What better way would you want to start your day than to hear from a powerful coach like that? Tamara Johnson, man, I tell you, boy, that got me fired up. Got my blood boiling,
and
man.
Then Black Girl Magic book that is excellent, man. This is a well-accomplished coach and great influence on the young people, man.
And the thing I love about coaches and administrators and even teachers, man, I mean, obviously, you can see right through them and you know exactly where their heart is, if they're passionate, if they're built for this, if this is what they, this is their mission, you can see it. Because otherwise, if you're pretending, the kids will, if I can see it, the kids will scoop that, they'll scoop that out right away.
100%, man. So you got to be genuine. You got to be able to relate to them in some way, form, or fashion. Can't be friends with them.
No,
that's the thing.
Don't kiss up to
you
them.
Cannot be friends with them. That's what. There's a fine line. Like, I'm all about joking. You know me, DJ. I'll joke around with the kids. You see me how I am, but then I know how to be firm.
Right.
I'm not their friends.
Right.
I'm joking around, but they also know there's that fine line where I'm the adult authority figure and they are the kid, the student. I'm the teacher. And that's what you got to be. Once you start getting, and what I mean by that is this, getting, and not parents, I'm talking about teachers, getting in their business in terms of like who they're dating and trying to do all the gossip stuff.
Yep.
That's trying to be their friend. They don't need that. They need someone that's going to give them life advice like Tamara does.
Absolutely. And again, from a standpoint of, caring, you can do a lot of different things and say all you want to say, but the kids know if you really and truly care about them. And
They do.
Once they know that, you can talk to them as hard as you need to. You can put it in any kind of way. And it's no special style, but definitely kissing up and trying to be their friend and being that buddy. And you don't have to dog cuss them either.
Yeah.
But it's a nice mixture of knowing. And again, I don't know if that's a part of when you go into education And I don't know if that's what I don't know if you can learn that in a book.
Yeah, I don't think you can. It's something that you just have to experience. But you're right, and I see it all the time. And everybody wants to use the cop out that kids nowadays are just not coachable, they're not teachable. No, if you hold them to a standard, they see that you're real, and it may take some time. Who knows what kind of background, what kind of home life these kids have. They put up this wall of like people don't care. I completely understand why they do it. Once you break down that wall and you have their trust, and that's when you got to start really trying to help mold them and becoming the best young man or young woman that they can be. And you're seeing that with Tamara. There is nothing fake about her. She's all real. And obviously she's got profound respect for all her players. She even name dropped like Jessica Carter, who's playing in the WNBA right now.
That's right. And again, the main thing with me and I deal with young kids, just being transparent. You are not, nobody checks all the boxes. Nobody's perfect. Nobody, I mean, if you don't, I wasn't good in certain things, and I'm not afraid to tell you that, and that's what they say. You make it real for them. Cause when you're this person and I was this and I was that, and I made straight A's and no, man, you know what? That ain't how I think you need to do it.
Yeah. That ain't how I think you need to do it either. And that's really not how you come across with kids nowadays that understand real and genuine better than kids have ever in the history of the world. No offense to your generation, DJ, or the generation before you, but kids nowadays, because of social media, they know what's real and what's not.
Absolutely.
They can see right through you. They have more awareness about themselves, almost too much awareness, I think, and taken away from their innocence as a kid. But this is not how it used to be, man. So you really have to go about it differently. The days of it's my way or the highway, and you just have no reasoning behind it. Kids want reasoning. And you better give them one, or you better be real with them, because that's just how they are. And you see it all the time. Dude.
All the time. Tell you what we're going to do. We'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll have more on the Sports Visions Morning Show. You're watching Facebook Live as well as YouTube, and you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 921. We are your hometown sports guys.
Now I see. I've been blind for a while now.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for waking up with the Sports Visions Morning Show with DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer. Catch me at 9 a.m. every weekday morning, right here on Sports Visions 92.1.
J. Smith Lanier & Company is now Marsh & McLennan Agency. We remain a full-service insurance, retirement, and risk management firm specializing in employee benefits, commercial insurance, surety, and personal insurance. It's our business to be there for you in the moments that matter, as we have for over 150 years, protecting what and who matters most. Marsh & McLennan Agency is one of the largest insurance brokerages in the United States, offering high-touch service by trusted local insurance specialists. Located in Brookstone Center Office Park and online at marshmma.com.
Question: what will you find on all over-the-counter or OTC medicine packages to help you choose the right drug and use it safely? The answer: the drug facts label. This label lists the medicine's active ingredients and purpose, how much to take, and warnings you should know before using it. Remember, even OTC medicines you buy without a prescription can cause side effects you don't want. So follow the information listed on the drug facts label. For more information, visit fda.gov/drug facts label. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the AHSAA and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Older buildings may contain asbestos and lead. Pipe or other insulation, ceiling tiles, exterior siding, roof shingles, and sprayed-on soundproofing may contain asbestos. Disturbing materials containing lead-based paint may release lead dust into the air. If your home contains asbestos or lead-based paint, and any of these materials have been damaged or will be disturbed during cleanup, Talk to public health authorities. From the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency.
This message is brought to you by the Armed Forces Vacation Club, a free membership travel hub for active duty military and veterans. The club provides a well-deserved escape during challenging times or post-deployments, or for cherished family moments. This exclusive travel club grants access to discounted 7-night resorts and savings on over 600,000 hotels, rental cars, and more. Discover the world for free at afbclub.com.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
WLTC HD2 Casita and W221DP Columbus. You're listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1. Now back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Here's Denver Broncos 1987 AFC champion DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
Welcome back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Good Thursday morning, everybody. I hope that you are starting your day out in excellence. I tell you what, we're so happy to be here, and hopefully we got you fired up and got your blood boiling and a hair standing up on the back of your neck so you can kick that front door open and get out and into the world today, whether it's school, whether it's work, whether it's play, whatever it is, whether you're walking in the park, you're walking with a little pep in your step.
There we go. Exactly right, man. It's Thursday, and we're one day away from the weekend, baby.
Speaking of which, we got Thursday night lights, high school football in the city. Of course, we got a couple of big first and second place teams in Region AA. Of course, with the Carver Tigers and the Sumter County Panthers. They're going up. Panthers going up against the Hardaway Hawks, is it?
Yes, so that Sumter County is going up against Hardaway, and then Carver is taking on Jordan, DJ.
Well, one thing about it is that these two coaches, we know, them both, and they battled, had a heck of a battle, a week or so ago down in Americas. You were there, and you ought to had an opportunity to see two very, very good football teams battle it out, man. Even in the inclement weather, it finally cleared up. And but the bottom line is, I think these teams have mutual respect for each other, and these are the top two teams in the classification in the class. So, with that said, the opponents that they're playing,
yeah.
I don't see with what I know of Jarvis Jones and, of course, Will Rogers down in, of course, Sumter. These are top-notch guys. These guys are SEC guys. These guys have been there, done it, got the T-shirt. So it's no way that they're going to jeopardize this part of the season by trying to run it up. And they're going to go ahead and take care of business, and I'm sure get subs in and get the younger kids in so that they can have those guys. And no, the timing is key. Getting your first team out there. I don't expect them to keep those guys or not play them at all. But they got to go out, get some timing down, get some points on the board, and then before they start to rotate. That's just my best guesstimation.
Yeah, and I think so too, man. You just got to give them opportunities to kind of fill themselves out. I'll tell you, Sumter County beats Hardaway, and the Columbus Blue Devils are able to take down Spencer on Friday. Next Thursday, those two teams will face off for the right to see who's going to be second place in the region. They'll both be 8-1, and their only losses were to Carver. So that can't wait. And by the way, Columbus will host Sumter County. But you're right. It's a big one. We'll see Carver and Sumter. They've been the two most dominant teams in this region so far, and they take on the bottom feeders of Jordan and Hardaway of this year.
Absolutely. And that's not the only football on television, or at least on tonight. The Los Angeles Chargers will host the Minnesota Vikings. And you can catch that game at 8:15 on Amazon. So I guess, when you're talking you know, we got it both ways. You can go out and see some high school football, come home and catch the second half of the professional football game.
Exactly right. And why not? And then also they got NBA basketball going on as well. And I'll tell you, man, I loved it last night watching the NBA game. And just right now, it is the perfect time. You got NBA, you got basketball, you got football going on. Just a great time for sure.
Now, did I tell you that the World Series starts tomorrow?
Yeah, the World Series also starts. So you got World Series, NFL, NBA. I mean, this is the best time, DJ.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now. It's the best time in sports, in my opinion.
Hey, man, listen, I know you love basketball, but you got to give it up for your boy Victor Wembanyama, man. 40 points in the opener. San Antonio crushed Dallas 125-92. You know, they're saying that Wemby will be, you know, he's going to be the next best thing. I mean, you know, they said he had an opportunity. His first year was a sensational year as a rookie, but you know, he's gone through the weight training and all this stuff now. He's starting to do things and starting to understand what it takes to be a pro. So his life is really adjusting and he's working on his game. He's still a young kid, man. And I just think that the sky's the future for him.
Yeah, I think so too, man. And this guy was dominant. 40 points last night. What a performance by him against the Dallas Mavericks and Cooper Flagg's opening day. And he looks every bit like he is going to be one of the best players in the league this year, and that he may make that jump and helping take San Antonio from a decent, feisty young team to, oh, shoot, this could be the next Oklahoma City Thunder, and Wembanyama could be the next best player in the NBA.
And, of course, we know that Toronto just took care of Atlanta in State Farm Arena last night, 138-118. Philadelphia beat Boston by a point, 117-116.
Yep.
Detroit beat Chicago, 111-115. New Orleans got beat by Memphis. I tell you what, what's the kid name over in Memphis that Ja Morant? Man.
Ja Morant.
He is healthy, and hopefully we'll have him playing just a prosperous and a disciplined season. Also, Sacramento and Phoenix. Phoenix got by them 120-16, and it was Minnesota over Portland, and that was another guy that had a 40-pointer, 40-burger. Minnesota won 118 to Portland's 114, and that's of course when we talk about that. What's the young phenom out of Georgia? What's his name? I can't even think of his name.
Anthony
Edwards.
Edwards.
Ant-Man went for 40 last night as well.
He was dominant, and I was thoroughly impressed with everyone but the Hawks. I just could not believe that was what happened. I kept watching it, and then when it started getting ugly in the fourth quarter, I'm like, all right, I'm out. I even went on the FanDuel sports app to be able to watch it and stream it, and I'm like, I was super excited about it. Got to see the guys. They were hitting shots. I mean, in the inside, Porzingis looked good. The defense got out rebounded by 23.
Yeah.
Got dominated by 30 points in the paint. Just looked ugly for an opening night. And the crowd was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
DJ. So I just didn't understand any of it at all. So, and Trae Young said the same thing. We got to come out better than this. So can't wait to see their next game against the Magic.
Next game, indeed. And, of course, we had the opportunity, of course, a couple of nights ago, and NBC rolled out their deal with, of course, Mike Tirico sitting down with Michael Jordan. And I know that we'll get something like that every week. But I know that, I'm looking for some live stuff. I don't know. Again, I'm sure it's going to have to be convenient for Michael. He's going to come on. But, those tape interviews and having an opportunity for him to think through and, I expect it. But, it's nothing like seeing Michael Jordan just off the hip, because again he's a different cat, again, a guy is successful and has been. He's a little edgy, he's actually a little sensitive if you want to get right down to it. But all in all, I love the addition that NBC is bringing him on to, of course, insert his personalities as him talking about the game and what he means to the game. He seems that he wants to pay it forward. People, Tirico asked him straight up, hey, look, why now? Why? You could been doing whatever you want to do. You got more money than anybody else. But he was like, I just want to pay it forward. I just want people to hear it from me. And, occasionally I think I owe that to the game.
I 100% agree with that. And so I would have loved to see it more often. But again, for people to understand, he's not about to be Barkley in them. Mm-mm. He's not about to be Stephen A. Smith.
Yep.
He's not about to be hollering and screaming. He's going to do his calculated messages that may have some cryptic words behind it, or you know what? I don't even think he'll have cryptic words, to be honest with you. I think he'll be straightforward with it. That's what I will say.
Jordan
he's not going to be like LeBron
chaser.
James, passive aggressive. He's going to say it straight up, isn't he?
Yep, he is. But I tell you what, I got to, although Ernie and of course Shaq and Charles and what was the kid the name from North Carolina played at Houston?
Yeah, Kenny Smith.
Kenny,
Jet.
Yeah, Kenny. Those guys, man, it was like, the only thing that changed was the address of the people that writes their checks, because again, they had the same flavor, and it was like, and again, you know what? You don't fix what's not broke. Broken. And these guys have been in it for a couple of decades.
Yeah.
And so why would you go in and try to break up something or change something when realistically these guys have had the best show in NBA as far as broadcast in many, many years?
It's just on a different channel. That's the only thing. And ESPN promised that, and I think that's what they wanted. From the music to literally the graphics. I mean, little things that if you're in production, the graphics, everything's the same, except instead of TNT, it says ESPN. That's the only thing that changed. Their segments are the same. The music's the same. The transitions to, going to the break is the same. I'm okay with all of it. I think it's cool. And now you're seeing Barkley. I think ESPN's delivering on what they said they would do, and you're starting to see him kind of backtrack. He's not upset anymore, and Shaq and them are making fun of him, and that's what we want, man. I'm just glad they're back, and I just hate they won't be probably as frequent here in the beginning. From what I was told, they're picking certain days, but then they will be back going full-fledged, obviously, and then heading into the playoffs.
How about the new physique of Charles Barkley, man? Some people don't like it. Some people do. But, I mean, obviously, Charles, I thought he looked well. Those suits that he's wearing now are hella killer. I mean, he looked like he the kind of money he make. Because before, I couldn't say that. I was like, damn, Charles, are you shopping at Walmart? What the hell are you getting them suits?
Exactly. And he did look good. He looks like he's lost a lot of weight. He looks like that he's upgraded, and a lot of in his face. I don't know. It just looked different to me. I know he lost weight, but the teeth part of it too, looking shiny and white as possible. The pearls.
I tell you what, what do you call those? What do you call those? Enamels?
Yeah.
They got this new deal. They can make your teeth pearly white.
He is he was cheesing ear to ear, showing them things off as much as he could.
Them implants.
Yes, man. I mean, I think I'm okay with it right now as long as he's still funny.
Yeah.
But I did say, you don't have to lose so much weight where it becomes unrecognizable. I mean, he still is Charles Barkley, the brown mound of basketball.
Right.
We don't want to lose that factor and how much we love him. But I also am all about people trying to get healthy and taking care of themselves, especially as he's getting older.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And again, Shaq is Shaq. Boy, he sits over there. He's a mammoth of a man.
Yes, man.
And they're just, there's no duplicating Shaq. Shaq is, he has his own unique personality, and his presence, man, I tell you, it's just iconic. He just, when Shaq's in the building, and not that he's just, not that you have to bow down, but you just feel a certain type of way when a guy like that was so dominant on the basketball court. It's amazing.
Yeah, Shaq-defy. That's what these business, because he looks like and I don't know if he still is, but he used to be on every commercial known to man.
He still has a nice repertoire.
Yeah, he does, man. But yeah, I love what Shaq represents, and he just got that aura and persona where they carries him, goes with him everywhere he goes.
And Ernie, how about him? He's the perfect orchestrator. He's the perfect host, and he can, he sits in the middle of those guys. And Kenny's cool, but but between Shaq on one end and Charles on the other, I'm sure that was done for a reason. Because if they were sitting next to each other, we probably would have. We wouldn't be watching that now because they probably killed each other.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. So I'm glad. I love Ernie, and this show wouldn't be any different if we don't have these guys. Give us these guys another 5-6 more years. Let us enjoy them.
So enough of the NBA for right now. Let's go ahead and bring it a little closer to home, where the sports director of WRBL Sports, his name is Jack Patterson, and he's coming to us from the east side.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, man, the only reason why we couldn't get your walk-up music in because we were already into the segment, and, sometimes, you don't want to break it up. Coming out of commercial break,
yeah,
it's a no-brainer.
We can still do it.
See, there you go.
Come on. It's JP, baby.
See, once again, you can't help but smile whenever you hear that music. I appreciate it,
especially this. Whoa! Tell me that don't mind you.
I can't hit that because my voice might crack. Okay?
Yeah, I know who can. DJ Jones, me either, brother.
I tell you, hey, man. Listen, Jack. These people are probably waking up in this morning or on their way or listening in the office saying, "What the hell are these guys on? What? I need what they have. They got a lot of energy going this morning."
Man, the good Lord woke us up this morning. All right, so we got to have energy. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Speaking of energy, man, I tell you what, we got to manufacture some energy for a couple of Thursday night high school football games here. Of course, Sumter County is coming in town to play Hardaway, and then, of course, the powerhouse Carver High School is going up against Jordan. We're going to have to manufacture some energy from somewhere because not a lot of people getting excited about those games.
Man, listen, it's called Handle Your Business Thursday, okay?
Yep.
All right, we got 2 teams that are looking to make deep playoff runs. Handle your business tonight, okay? And you know what I mean by that is, take care of your business on the scoreboard. Don't do anything stupid on the field that gets you in trouble.
Yeah.
Hope that you come out of the game without any injuries. Take care of the game that's on your schedule and move on to the next one. It's as simple as that, DJ. I mean, I look at it this way because, you mentioned those 2. We also got a third one like that, Central taking on Jag. A lot of people feel the same way about that as they feel about the other 2 games as well. It's as simple as handle your business, hope that you don't come out of this game with any injuries or anything like that. We pray for a clean, safe game, and then make sure you don't do anything that'll get you in trouble. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely. As we look back over the 8-9 weeks or so that we're into the season, man, I tell you, one of the most, I know, of course, Carver is the story, but I tell you what, Bob Peters and what he's done at Columbus High School, to me, that's special. That is really special, and because the tradition of the program where it once was, and of course, being the school that with the high academic standards, and not necessarily one of the schools that a lot of the top athletes wanted to or able to enroll, but the fact that he's able to take what he has and has gotten so much out of him, man, I think he deserves a round of applause.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I 100% agree with you, DJ. And, I went over there yesterday to do interviews with him for our game of the week. And, just the overall, feeling on the team is we're just doing our work. It really is as simple as that we're just working hard, doing the work. And, I did some research, okay? Because it's, I'm sitting here thinking, when's the last time Columbus had a team that was, 7-1, nonetheless, if they win on Friday night, 8-1 again when they take on Spencer, okay? And if Columbus wins on Friday night, which is a big if because Spencer's a tough team, we all know it, okay? The Green Wave will be ready to play on Friday night. But if Columbus does come away with the win, it will be the best start that Columbus High School has had since the mid-1970s.
Wow. And I'm telling you right now, they'll be playing Sumter County next Friday for a right to play for second place in the region, which could be huge, especially in those power rankings and how high up. Because right now, projected Columbus is like, I think, 15 or 16, which means they would host a first round, but then that's it. If they beat Sumter County, who's in the top 5, you're talking about maybe hosting multiple rounds, which could be something that's really great. I do want to talk, Jack, real quickly about the Glenwood Gators. They won a region championship last week. Now, Coach Nelson, and we talked about this, Jack, multiple times. Many people doubted them. Oh, you're not going to win. The only thing you're going to win at when you get the AHSAA is baseball. Well, how about Coach Nelson in 2 years in the regular season? He's 17-2 and has not lost a region game.
Yep.
And in the first 2 seasons at the helm. And by the way, he replaced his quarterback, top 2 running backs, top 2 receivers, and a bunch of defensive players from last year's team. His starting quarterback going into the season got hurt in Trey Clarity, and all Jalen Stanley's done is throw 24 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and leads the area right now.
It's one of those things, Thrift. It might just not have to be a rebuild as is reload, okay? And that's what happens when you have a good process in your program, and that's what Glenwood has done over the last few years, okay? They have been absolutely fantastic, and this year, no exception. Now, Thrift, I'm pretty sure you would agree with me, okay? I know Glenwood is happy that they have won the region, okay? But
right.
At the same time, they are not satisfied. We all remember what happened last year in the first round.
No doubt.
They definitely want to go further, okay? So, I know they're happy that they've won the region, but the expectation and the destination is much further along than where they are right now, for sure.
Good deal. Good deal. I want to change the subject just a little bit, change it to baseball. Matter of fact, college baseball. And I tell you, if you don't already know, just between you, me, and Thrift, the Big Hurt's son signed, committed to Auburn, and he's going to tell you that's going to be a whole nother dynamic, a big story. If he is worth his weight in gold, of course, if he's the player that he is anticipated to be, that's going to be an intriguing storyline, Dan, during the baseball season because of his dad and his dad being so close, coming from Columbus, Georgia, and of course, playing at Auburn. Man, you can have all kind of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun with that one.
Man, DJ, that class that Auburn is putting together, just doing a little research on it, like that class is going to be absolutely insane, okay? Because it's not just Frank Thomas's son is going to be there. Brennan Neal from the Brookstone Cougars, he's going to be on that team as well.
Yeah.
And they've got a whole bunch of other top talent that is committed to play for Auburn. You know, that squad, you know, if it just comes to just the tip of the iceberg, okay?
Yep.
It's going to be something special.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And if everybody reaches their full potential, look out. Okay? It has the potential. It has the potential to be College World Series good.
Wow. Speaking of College World Series good, did you see where Tennessee Volunteers baseball coach took the MLB job with it? Was it Detroit?
San Francisco.
San Francisco. Okay. Well, I mean, that was a first. I mean, coming out of college, right to the majors, huh? That's a big deal.
It is. It's something that we don't really see. I'll be honest, DJ. I haven't seen that. I can't remember the last time I've seen that.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, we're used to seeing it in basketball or even football to a lesser extent, but I can't tell you the last time I saw it with baseball. But at the same time, you know, Tennessee has had a good program, and they've had a good program for a while. So sometimes, you know, that stuff does translate well. So I think this is going to be an interesting case study, okay? Because if this does work out for the Giants and you see the Giants competitive, you know, a playoff team and even better, you know, obviously that's a tall task when you have the Dodgers and the Padres in the same division as you. But if they can come out and be competitive and be, you know, one of the teams that are fighting for playoff spots and competing in the postseason, then I think this will be a case study that you might see other teams look to the college ranks and say, hey, you know, this is an option now. You know, you don't necessarily go through the minor leagues, or you go through, you know, people who are already at the major league level, you know. So I'm interested to see where that goes.
Jack, it's been a tough 5 years for Auburn fans. They're in purgatory. It's dark times. I think it's darker than it's ever been at Jordan-Hare Stadium. It is reminding me of the 15 years of stress that Tennessee fans had to go through when they fired Philip Fulmer until they just got Josh Heupel. I don't see an end. I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. What's your thoughts on the Auburn Tigers? And I am of the mindset, if Hugh loses this week, and by the way, Arkansas is favored at 2-5. If Hugh loses this week, he will be fired. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think we're in must-win territory. If I'm right there with you, I think this is a must-win. And, you know, it's been said, okay? He was said it, okay? That Auburn's got to find a way to win a game, okay? They have found ways to lose games, okay? They have, granted, they have played 4 straight top 25 teams, okay?
But they've had a chance to win all 4 of them, Jack.
Exactly. I agree. Heck, I was there for 3 of them.
Right.
Okay? So I agree that they have had the opportunity to, 2 of them, I should say. But they have had the opportunity to win all 4 of those games, all right? But you have got to find a way to win the game, okay? And that means you've got to be crisp on offense. You don't have to worry about the defense. The defense has been fantastic. The defense has been the least of your worries, okay? It's been the offense. And I don't know if it's, you know, Jackson Arnold, or, you know, maybe you look at a Deuce Knight, or you look at the other quarterbacks in the room. But at this point, I feel like you have to empty the kitchen sink here. Like, you know, find if it's not working, find something that works, okay? Because at the end of the day, you know, what's the definition of insanity, guys? If you
continue to do the same thing and just get the same results.
Exactly. And, you know, like I said, you can't afford to keep doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, like I said, but it really, in my mind, it really is basically an empty the kitchen sink kind of moment. Okay. it's one thing to lose to Oklahoma, Texas A&M, who's now a top 5 team, Georgia, who's now a top 5 team, or Missouri, who's a top 15 team. Okay. But Arkansas has fired their coach. They have not been great this year. And I know it's on the road, but you need to be able to beat you will have the better team on paper. You will have the better team on paper. You need to be able, I don't care, it's on the road. You went on the road and beat Baylor, okay? So it's not an excuse. So I really do think that this is, where, to use the cliche, where the rubber hits the road right here.
Right.
I think this is a must win.
Tell you what, Jack, last but not least, you know what? Your crony, your Ace Boone Coon, he's moving on to greener pastures. Rex Castile he did his last day yesterday, and I know that he meant a lot to you. I guess you guys were both, teammates in the sports department, and of course, remain great friends. And I know that's going to be a tremendous loss, but again, it's always the next man up. Man, DJ, it is. It's been hard the last couple of days. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been hard, okay? And I don't want it to be like, oh, woe is me, okay? I'm not sad because let me put it this way. I'm not sad because Rex is leaving or like I'm missing the things he's done, okay? And don't get me wrong, Rex has done a tremendous amount of stuff. That's
okay?
right.
I'm more sad that I'm not going to get to see him every day.
Right.
Like, and I had to explain this to my wife. It's like, it's not so much that, because I'm like, he's going to still be in town. So it's like, why are you so sad? I'm like, you got to understand, like, our story is, the stuff that you write, TV shows or movies about. Okay. Yeah. We had a chance encounter in 2018 when Georgia Southern played Auburn. Rex was working in Savannah. I was covering the game at WRBL, but I wasn't even full-time sports yet. I was working in our production department, and they sent me to cover the game. We met. He asked me what was the environment going to be like. It was his first ever SEC game. I was like, this place is going to be stupid loud. He never forgot that a year later, he was our sports director.
Wow.
And as they say, the rest is history. Okay, if it's not for that chance encounter, the Highlight Factory doesn't exist. If it's not for that chance encounter, I'm not doing sports full time because Rex is the reason why I'm doing sports full time. Okay, and so many different things. Rex met his wife here. Like it is a chain reaction, a domino effect. Okay. Yep. Just by one chance encounter on a random September night in Jordan Hare Stadium, okay, that has shaped both of our lives for the last 8 years. So, I don't want to sound overly dramatic, okay, but it truly is the end of an era, and I'm over the moon. Like, if there was ever a perfect job for Rex Castillo, the Savannah Bananas is it. Okay, so I'm over the freaking moon for him. Okay. But at the same time, it's legitimately an end of an era. And, I told Rex this yesterday is that, the Highlight Factory will live on, but the OG run will go down in Chattahoochee Valley sports history. And for that, I'm grateful for.
Absolutely. Real quick here, we know that Alabama's going to be at South Carolina. Auburn is going to be at Arkansas. Give me a couple of, a couple of takes on that.
So Bama, it just like what we talked about the high schools. Yep. It's handle your business Saturday. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's a tough road test going to South Carolina. It's going to be loud for sure. They're going to play Sandstorm like crazy, but go to South Carolina, do your business, handle your business. Don't let it be a slip up. Okay. And what was that other game that you were talking about?
Auburn at Arkansas.
And just like we mentioned, DJ, I feel like we are in must-win territory for Hugh Freeze. It's one thing to lose to a talented, top-ranked team. Arkansas's got a worse record than you, okay? You can't afford to lose this game.
Wow. I tell you what, man. Before you get out of here, let everybody know where they can find you on social media and when they can watch you on television tonight.
All right, so my Twitters are right below my name at Patterson TV, and the sports teams at WRBL Sports. Follow us on Facebook as well, WRBL News 3 Sports. And then watch us on TV tonight. Myself and Tyler Redmond, we got you covered. 3 games tonight in the area. Plus, I got to give a shout out to our softball girls as well, DJ. Callaway beat Columbus. They swept Columbus. So they're moving on to the Elite Eight here at South Commons next week. And then the Shaw Lady Raiders, they will play a Game 3 winner-take-all tonight against Chris County. The winner will go to the Elite Eight here at South Commons as well. So big-time matchup. We'll have the highlights for that one as well coming up tonight on WRBL.
Big Jack, we appreciate you as always, my friend.
JP.
Appreciate it, fellas.
Have a great rest of your morning, man. JP, the man, the myth, the legend.
Love him.
All right, go ahead now. We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, the CEO of Girls Inc., Danita Gibson Lloyd, will be with us. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Facebook Live and YouTube, and you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 921. We are your hometown sports guys.
Favorite author, and the weather's so breezy. Man, why can't life always be this easy? She in the mirror dancing so sleazy. I get a call like, where are you, Yeezy? And try to hit you with the old wafty till I got flashed by the paparazzi. These got me. I hate these more than a Nazi.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for waking up with the Sports Visions Morning Show with DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer. Catch me at 9 a.m. every weekday morning, right here on Sports Visions 92.1.
Good morning. I'm Michelle Jennings, and here are your morning's headlines. In Lynette, 24-year-old DeAnthony Wright has been arrested and charged with vehicular homicide after a Tuesday evening hit and run, killing a toddler on South 4th Avenue. Meanwhile, today in Russell County, final arguments will be heard for 18-year-old Jadaris Snipes, who is facing murder and robbery charges for the death of 23-year-old Ryan Bowles, who was shot to death leaving a Christmas party in 2023. On Wednesday, Bowles' father was called as the state's final witness. In Columbus, 26-year-old Eric Gibbs and 27-year-old Justin Harris are facing drug and gun charges after being arrested in a recent narcotics investigation that seized over 16 pounds of marijuana, 2 firearms, and over $3,800 in cash. But in Phoenix City, Alabama, a sinkhole has been expanding for 2 years and no one is claiming responsibility for the repairs. The sinkhole is growing issues that have impacted several in the city. So far, we have not received a response from the city for an official statement. From WRBL News 3, I'm Michelle Jennings. Have a joyful rest of your day.
Good Thursday morning. We are starting back off chilly and those temperatures in the mid to low 40s under clear skies. Once again today, we're tracking plenty of sun with those temperatures rebounding. Highs expected to reach the upper 70s. Clear and chilly tonight, lows falling to near 50. Rain chances arrive late Sunday with a chance of rain all the way through midweek. Temperatures becoming cooler in the extended forecast with readings near 70.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. Default terms at mintmobile.com.
Your wedding, presented by PMB Broadcasting, is Columbus's most complete bridal show. Join us January 11th from 1 to 4 at the Columbus Ironworks on Front Avenue. This is the perfect opportunity for brides in the area to plan their entire wedding in one day in one location. You and your bridal party will have exclusive access to the best services in the wedding industry, including DJs, cakes, florists, hotels, travel agents, photographers, and so much more. Want to be a vendor? Contact PMB Broadcasting at 706-327-1217.
Covering local and national sports. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show on Sports Visions 92.1. Drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Green Bay Packers. Here's DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
Good Thursday morning and welcome back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. DJ Jones, Thrift Behringer. It is a wonderful day. It's a great day to be a great day, they used to say, man.
Yes, sir.
And I tell you, it is already through the week. 24 hours away from, of course, TGIF. And thank God it's football. Thank God it's Friday. But guess what? Thank God it's football tonight as well, as a couple of teams will go head-to-head here in the Chattahoochee Valley, Thrift.
Yep, I can't wait. Carver Jordan at Connect and Hardaway Sumter at Otis Spencer.
And, of course, as we promised earlier, with me now, the CEO of Girls Inc., the multi-talented Miss Danita Gibson Lloyd. Good morning. How are you?
And good morning. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm excited. You got a big day today. You're going to be able to celebrate your community partners. Tell us all about it.
Okay, so thank you for having me today at 4:30 at the Baker Center, which is right next to the Walmart on Victory Drive. It's 3535 Levy Road. We are celebrating for the 4th year in a row our community partners. We call it our annual Community Partners Day. What is it about? It is about celebrating those organizations, those individuals that help us fulfill our mission to inspire girls to be strong, smart, and bold. And so we'll have some community partners that have been there with us for decades, because we've been in this community for over 72 years. And we'll also be celebrating some of those community partners that have just probably come on in the last year or so. And then we're also inviting some new people to come in, take a look at us, and consider the possibility of being a community partner with us, and so that we can continue to positively enhance the lives of the community daughters that we're blessed to serve.
Danita, as the CEO here, you've taken over in the last few months or so. What has been the most intriguing part about, this position and being the face of this organization?
Well, it's so interesting because almost everywhere I go, people want to know. But anyway, seriously, almost everywhere I go, I am running into somebody who is a Girls Inc. alum. And so it's interesting because many people still don't know the connection that we were Girls Club. And in the 90s, the name became Girls Inc.
Okay.
So if you ever attended Girls Club back in the day, like I did over 40 years ago, I'm really feeling old this morning. But if you ever attended Girls Club, you are part of the Girls Inc. family. And so as I'm out, sometimes I'm shopping, I run into somebody and they see my shirt. As you see, I've got on today, I'm going to have a brand on. They said,
nice.
What is that? I said, Girls Inc. But, I said, well, they said, I used to do Girls Club. I said, what? That means you're a Girls Inc. family member. And I need your 8x10 portrait to go on our wall of fame, because as soon as you walk into both of the centers in Columbus, we have a wall of fame where we want every woman who has ever come through our doors as a member to grace us with her headshot, so we can put it on that wall. So when our community daughters come in, they can say, oh, I know her, or that's my grandma, or that's my mama, or that's my auntie, or that's my cousin. And we see that happens quite a bit.
So who's gonna fry that fish tonight?
Now, wait a minute. I don't know about frying any fish. I certainly know I won't be frying any fish. Now, I can get some good old fried fish, but I can't fry any.
I got you. I know you're going to be schmoozing your community partners and welcoming in others, but I know that usually it's a little something on the menu, huh?
Well, typically what's on the menu is that we have our Girls Inc. girls that come in. They've already had their snacks and academic support, but they're coming in. We bring both of the centers in Columbus together. Plus, now we have a center in Phoenix City, a part of the Housing Authority. So we bring them in. It's really more of a pet rally. You can't be eating fish and carrying on like that as a pet rally. So it's a pep rally type atmosphere, and it's a little different. We're taking something off of what you all do in the sports world all the time. It is essentially signing day. So as they come in, we have these memorandum of agreements and understanding that many of them have already worked through. And then they're going to put on a Girls Inc. cap. And then they're going to go and have their picture taken. And then we have a head table that's going to have the Girls Inc. caps. As we've got certain folks that are going to be up there, like, of course, Positively Phoenix City Mayor Eddie Lowe. Now, our very own Mayor Skip Henderson is traveling. So Bruce Huff is standing in the gap to represent the city. And so, again, selecting the Girls Inc. cap, putting on their head because they have chosen us to be a community partner. And it's just a way for us to build on that wonderful theme. I always love it, whenever I can see the signing days of our young people, because I remember back in the day when my daughter Kayla signed, and of course, Sportsvision, y'all was on the scene,
Yes.
getting the information, but it was just always such a celebratory occasion. And then also now when I see people have signing days for academics, that means a lot as well. But we're going to have signing day at Girls Inc., where our community partners are coming in and we are embracing them and just celebrating them for an hour and a half in a pep rally type atmosphere where people really get a chance to see those folks who are supporting us that make it possible for us to do what we do every single day, which is to inspire girls to be strong, smart, and bold.
The profound impact I've seen up and close, Miss Danita, and I thoroughly enjoy seeing the work you put in with your team and staff. Can you kind of allude to our audience on how important community partners are to be able to have your outreach, to be able to go and impact these girls that you made mention and that have gone on to do great things? And we're going to have many more girls do that same thing, but you got to have funding and resources to be able to give these girls the best experience possible.
Ooh, Thrift, I need to take you on the road with me because you have hit the nail on the head. Community partnership means so much in terms of partners coming in to give up their time. So we need their time to volunteer, to come in and help with academic support, to bring in programming, their talent. Oh, so many amazing women that come in and talk about themselves, their careers, and what they've chosen, many of whom are Girls Inc. alums. So now that our girls can see themselves in these young people that come in, the young ladies in the organizations, and also the men folk, because it's important for us to have strong allies in our boys and our men, because we need them to see these young girls as strong, smart, and bold, and to speak life into them, because so many times they can serve as those surrogate, fathers and uncles and so forth out there. So that's important for us to have that. But then also time, talent, but treasure. It cost us $10,000 or so per year for a community daughter to thoroughly go through all that we have to offer. Why do I say that? Because we have a $2 million budget. And while we do get amazing funding from community partners like United Way, we truly have to get out there and raise every year from scratch every single dollar that it takes to run our fleet. We have 16 vans and buses that we pick our girls up from 40 up to 52 elementary and middle schools. We even pick up from time to time from Hardaway. But you know what? It's kind of difficult sometimes to get our high schoolers there, because after school, they're doing sports, they've got jobs. And so we have to be a little bit more creative in terms of reaching that population. But it costs money. We have 50,000 square feet of facilities in Columbus, Georgia that we own, sitting on 10 to 12 acres, and we must maintain all of that. So it must mean that we must have the staff to maintain that. We must also have the ability to operate the program and get the supplies, all those things. So community partners mean a great deal to us. Time, talent, but let's not forget that treasure, because it costs $2 million, to operate and do all the things that we do, to have the talented staff on board. We got to pay them, because one thing I think people often confuse is, well, it's nonprofit. Yeah, but nonprofit people don't work for free. It's
Right.
passion work. It is passion work, but it cannot be, it's got to be such that they can have a livable wage and they can take care of their families, because passion work should not equate to poor work. So we need to get out of the mindset of thinking that nonprofit means that we don't need to make a profit, because we do. It is the profit that we're able to make that makes it possible for us to keep continuing to upgrade our facilities and do the things that we do and give these girls amazing opportunities. So yes, we need you. We need folks to give, and you can always go to our website, which is www.girlsinc-columbus.org.
Her name is Danita Gibson Lloyd, and she is the CEO of Girls Inc. Now, she's our guest this morning on the Sports Visions Morning Show. Danita, as the new fearless leader of Girls Inc., I know that you will be the first to admit that it wouldn't be possible for you to do what you do without your staff. Who are some of the other leaders that you have that work with you that you depend on? And I want you to shout them out right now.
All right, let's give a shout out this morning for the amazing Girls Inc. team. We have, y'all see every day the output that comes from Cassie Higgins, our Chief Development and Marketing Officer. You also have seen, because y'all know this fella, his name is Coach Woods. He is one of those ones that's out there making an impact, giving our girls opportunities to go into sports into the next level. We also have Mr. Monty Harris. We call him AKA Mr. Shine. And so as director of programs and IT, he makes it possible for our girls to come in and have lesson plans and also make sure that all of our equipment stays up and running, the IT perspective. We also have, in addition to that, our fearless operations director. That's Miss Tan Miner. She is making sure that those buildings are open up every single day, that we've got all the things up and running the way that we need to have them running. In addition to that, I've got our center directors. We've got Miss Monica Lewis and Miss Marion Hemingway's a part of that team. And then we've got so many amazing facilitators. So giving a shout out this morning to Madison and Katie and Ladalji and, oh my goodness, Andrea and Miss Cynthia and Miss Liz and, oh my goodness.
You're doing so well, I tell you.
I'm trying my best to remember all of these folks, but they make it possible. If I have not called your name this morning, no, charge it to my head and not my heart. But you all make it possible. You are the very, very best parts of Girls Inc. that make it possible for us to deliver the services and the programming to our beautiful, strong, smart, and bold community daughters. So thank you, team. I appreciate you. I know we're going to be in high gear today doing all the things that we need to do. So thank you in advance for a wonderful opportunity for the community to come in and celebrate with us, our girls.
Well, Danita, I know that there's some folks out there in the Sports Visions Nation that are listening this morning that want to know what's a typical day like for one of the young ladies as they go through school. And I know that the summer and the school year is a little different itinerary, but just what's a typical day like for the girls at Girls Inc.?
All right. So a typical day is we are arriving at your school to pick you up in a Girls Inc. van or a Girls Inc. bus. And that starts around 2:30. We're out there on the road. So y'all watch out for our vans out there and our buses. So they're going to the school. They're picking up the young ladies from the school, checking them in. And they're making sure that they're there on those buses and they're safe and sound, getting them into the center where we have that secondary check to make sure that all of our girls that loaded the bus also get off the bus. Then they are greeted by Miss Yvette, whose name I have not called, and Miss Janice also. They're greeting them and checking them in. Welcome to Girls Inc. Hey, sweetie, how you doing today? Come on in. Let's check you in. And so then we go straight into snack, because you can imagine by the time the day is over, these babies are hungry. So we have a snack for them. Feeding the Valley has been an amazing community partner with us, as well as the, Olivia Amos with the food bank and the things she does over there. But they come in, they have their snack, and then we go straight into academic support. Why is that important? You can imagine by the time these parents pick these babies up around 6 o'clock, they are not feeling like going home and doing homework. So we get a jump start on it with academic support. And we do that for the first hour or so. Now, believe it or not, there's some of these babies that come in and say, well, Miss Danita, I don't have any homework. Get a book. We've got libraries. So let's get a book. Let's read. We also happen to have the same software that Muscogee County School District have, which is something called Renaissance, Lilo, and Freckle. So we're able to actually see their reading level. So we can help them to pick an age appropriate or reading level appropriate book so that they can spend their time, because you're not going to just come in there, just have a snack and not do some type of academic support to strengthen their skills. In fact, what we say with Muscogee County School District is that they are our girls, their girls, the same girls. And so we try to complement what is being done there. After they finish academic support, they then go into Girls Inc. specific programming. It could be strong programming, smart programming, or bold. So when we talk about strong, smart, and bold, strong, bold is all about the body, making sure we're physically fit. So that's different sporting chance and physical fitness types of things. In fact, all of our girls do a fitness gram. We also check in with them from a social and emotional wellness perspective. How are you doing? How are things going? And so we can get a sense of how they're feeling, because mental wellness is extremely important. Yep. We want to know, and because if there is a trend that we're beginning to see, we may talk with the parents, of course, and also make some recommendations. We can't make referrals, but we can make some recommendations in terms of some things that we're noticing. We're also just trying to be attuned to that. After we do strong, smart, or bold programming, smart, again, is furthering on the academic support. And then we have bold, life skills, healthy choices, all those kinds of things we do there. So strong, smart, and bold programming. And by the time we finish all that and we get some outside playing time on our playgrounds and so forth, it's close to 6 o'clock. And it's time for these babies to be picked up. And so then, again, the parents come in. We don't allow anyone just to be released out. They must come in and sign for their girls because we want to make sure that the right person has got the right baby going back out into the community. And then by the time we do that, the day is over. We may have, for instance, today, once we end at 6 o'clock, we've got soccer. So we've got our soccer team out there. They're doing their thing, competing against like Boys and Girls Club and some of these other folks that come. We've got some competition going on there, some collaboration. And so we do that. And then again, we also have various other outreach like our sports team. Y'all know we got a travel basketball team. And so we do things like that after hours. So it is not uncommon that even though the regular programming is ended at 6, that our gym and that our grounds are still being used because we've got other activities taking place after regular programming ends.
Danita, thank you so much for joining us this morning on the Sports Visions Morning Show. And real quick, why don't you let everybody know once again the time and, of course, what you got going on this afternoon.
Today is the 4th annual Community Partners Day held at Girls Inc. of Columbus and Phoenix Russell at 3535 Levy Road in Columbus, Georgia, right next to Walmart on Victory Drive. It starts at 4:30, ends at 6 o'clock. If you're a community partner, we would love to have you. Come on in and let's be celebrated and see firsthand the young ladies whose lives you're investing in by giving of your time, your talent, and your treasure. I look forward to seeing you then. And thank you, Sports Vision, for always being amazing, allowing me this opportunity to come on and to speak life into the programs and making the community aware of the things that we're doing, because y'all do good in the neighborhood and we're striving to do good in the neighborhood just like you. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much. And it's always a pleasure to have you on, Danita. Take care. Have a great rest of your morning. I'll see you this afternoon.
Thank you, Danita.
Yes, thank you.
All right. That's Danita Gibson Lloyd.
Unbelievable woman who's doing an amazing job over at Girls Inc. And I love everything about that organization and what they do and the impact they have in this community.
Absolutely. Now, again, when you were growing up, Thrift, I don't know. When I came up, I had the YMCA. I didn't do the Boys and Girls Club. I had the YMCA.
So Losers and Liars.
Losers and Liars is the name of an organization that used to give awards.
Oh, okay. I thought that was.
No,
I'm sorry.
No, I went to the Brookhaven YMCA on Brookhaven Boulevard. It's now commonly known as Martin Luther King Boulevard.
Gotcha. Yeah,
down there with A.J. McClung and, of course, Mr. Van, Big Spence. Oh, Bean. I mean, my God. I'll go back in time and there's some old heads out there saying, yeah. They remember those guys.
Yeah.
And, when they taught you how to swim, they just, throw you off in the deep end.
They say, good luck, survive.
Yes, indeed. But, we're really thankful and we're so happy that Danita is, of course, leading our Girls Inc. program here. And, again, she has so much experience. She's so talented. She's a former broadcaster herself, as you can probably well tell because of her articulation and the way she's able to enunciate all of her words. Of course, a graduate of Clemson University and the Columbia University in New York City.
Unbelievable, man. And I think that is awesome. And I'm glad that we were able to have her on, DJ.
Have her on indeed. Of course, coming up at the top of the hour, we got a guy that he coaches football at the Morehouse, and they're the Maroon Tigers. They're on a 3-game winning streak. And I tell you, man, you know what? I'm so proud of this guy because, again, he, sometimes, it's easy to go into programs and go and take over jobs there. You got all the resources, all the money you need, all the people you need, all the help you need. But, this guy is, the next NFL Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
He's a type A personality type dude. I mean, he wants to get it done.
There's a reason why.
Don't tell me what you're going to do. You got to show me what you're going to do.
And he's showing right now.
Absolutely. DJ. Terrance Mathis, my good friend. He has been tremendous. And again, I just hope that this is the first of many, many great things to continue to happen for him and his program.
One of the first shows he ever came on when he got hired for that job.
Absolutely.
DJ.
That's
right
my guy.
Sportsvisions.
Absolutely. I know everybody's trying to get off, get on the bandwagon. And I'm sure, as I always say, he's going to leave the doors open for you. But I tell you, get on it, but you don't leave him alone. Let him do what he does. And again, if you ain't about what he's about, just stay out of the way.
Get out. Let him do his thing. There's a reason why they're winning games right now, DJ, and he's showing it.
All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have the head ball coach for the Morehouse Maroon Tigers, Terrance Mathis. Don't go anywhere. You are watching Facebook Live and you're also YouTube. You're listening to WLTC HD2, Sports Visions 921. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
for a player, pop it for me. Turn around and drop it for a player, drop it for me. I'll rent a beach house in Miami. Wake up with no jammies. Lobster tail for dinner. Julio served that scampi.
Stay tuned. More local and national sports coverage next on the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1.
I have a friend, about 50, had a bad accident and couldn't go back to work. If you're between the ages of 49 and 63 and can't go back to your job because of a physical or mental disability, Social Security could pay you as much as $3,800 a month. If you or a family member is unable to work because of a disability, call the Social Security Disability Helpline. Our team will give you a free case review and explain to you how much money you're entitled to. And you won't pay anything unless we get you benefits. See if you or a family member is entitled to close to $45,000 a year in Social Security disability funds. Remember, this is not something for people over the age of 65. If you're under 65 and can't work, call now.
800-413-7642. 800-413-7642. That's 800-413-7642.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game. So I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Alabama at highschoolofficials.com.
Attorney advertising, Georgia. Attorney 770, Good Law Car Accident Lawyers. Paid after dramatization. Top dog does not mean we are the best. No guarantees of success.
Mama always told me it would be days like this. I'm hurt bad, sitting in the hospital, wondering why me? How could this happen to me? But it happened. The only sunshine that's shining right now is the fact that I called Top Dog. And Top Dog told me he's on the case. Told me the only thing he wants me worrying about is getting better. Let him worry about the rest. Let him go fetch. Let him go bite somebody. He's hungry, and this is dog food. Accidents, it's his dog food. Didn't take long. You feeling better now? Full recovery. You all better now. Top Dog did exactly what he said he was going to do. That's my favorite dog now. Any accident, big or small, you make the call. You call the dog. Top Dog Law.
This message is brought to you by the Armed Forces Vacation Club, a free membership travel hub for active duty military and veterans. Discover the world for free at afbclub.com. That's afbclub.com.
Your wedding, presented by PMB Broadcasting, is Columbus's most complete bridal show. Join us January 11th from 1 to 4 at the Columbus Ironworks on Front Avenue. This is the perfect opportunity for brides in the area to plan their entire wedding in one day in one location. You and your bridal party will have exclusive access to the best services in the wedding industry, including DJs, cakes, florists, hotels, travel agents, photographers, and so much more. Want to be a vendor? Contact PMB Broadcasting at 706-327-1217.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Corey's Furniture Express, your express way to save.
Happy fall, y'all. It's Pumpkin Palooza time at Corey's Furniture Express. Make a purchase, pick a pumpkin, and win a prize. Every pumpkin has a number, and every number is a winner. Discounts include 5, 10, up to 15% off, and you may even get free delivery. And that's only at Corey's Furniture. You're going to love this place. Alabama Highway 169 in Opelika.
WLTC HD2 Casita and W221DP Columbus. You're listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1. You're waking up with a Sports Visions Morning Show on Sports Visions 92.1. Now back to former Green Bay Packer DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
Good Thursday morning and welcome back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. DJ Jones, Thrift Behringer. Big shout out to Danita, Lloyd, the CEO of Girls Inc. I tell you what, they're having a big community partners meeting this afternoon from 4:30 to 6 o'clock. And I tell you what, that'll be right on time for me. I'll already be there celebrating with the Girls Inc. folk. And then I'll go right on over to Otis Spencer Stadium for that ball game as well. So I'll already be on that side of town.
There we go, DJ. You can keep us up to date on what's going on for Carver, Jordan, Hardaway, Sumter County.
Absolutely. We told you earlier about this guy at Morehouse that's just he just keeps on chugging. He keeps digging. And I tell you what, right now he's riding a 3-game winning streak. He's turning that program around, and people are coming out of the woodwork. And they want to come on and they want to get in the bandwagon. Terrance has the doors open. He was welcoming you all. You come on in, but just leave him alone. Let him do what he does. Good morning, Terrance. How you doing?
Man, good morning. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm so happy for you. And I tell you, we've been talking to our insider, Tim Turner, who comes on and does our HBCU college football scores and stats each and every week. And he's a Morehouse man. He's a Morehouse graduate. He played there, and we were checking in, and we always, again, keeping up with. We've been keeping up with you, man. We're so happy you're riding. But I was the first one to tell him. I said, let me tell y'all something. You know, Terrance doesn't mind you patting him on the back, but get out of his way now because he ain't finished. He's still got work to do. And congratulations, man.
Man, thank you. You know, it's one of those things. We started slow, but, you know, we were in ball games, the first 4 games, and we just didn't know how to really adjust and get over that hump. What it was, you know, we kept looking at it. It was 2 or 3 plays in the game that determined the outcome of the game. And we was trying to figure out how do we switch those 2 or 3 plays in our favor. And it started happening, and they started believing. And they started trusting not only in what we were asking them to do, but in themselves and each other. You know, one of the biggest things that we talk about is opportunity. You know, when opportunity arises, jump on it. And then we talk about the opportunity the other way. Do not go outside of the scheme of what we do to try to create opportunities, or you will make a mistake and there's a big play here, turnover there. So stay within the scheme and the system of what we're doing, and opportunities will present themselves, and you just got to take advantage of them.
Terrance, you've been there, done that, got the T-shirt, as I like to say, with so far as playing that game, the game of football at every level and until the highest level. And again, you've seen ups, you've seen downs, you've seen trials, you've seen tribulations, you've seen wins, you've seen losses. What has been the actual biggest turn of events with regards to, you know, you're starting your first year and obviously getting to this point, because it's almost it's like a light turns on when these guys really start to feel themselves and understand and believe in each other, not just their coaches, but they believe in the guy on the left and the guy on the right. But at what point did you think that your guys reached that level?
Well, it's funny, about maybe 4 weeks ago, you know, I said, you know, we came up after practice, and you know, we always come up offense on one side, defense on the other side, right? Then I asked the question. I said, "Do you guys know your teammates?" Right? And they kind of looked at me like baffled. And I says, "If you don't know the guy on the other side of you, go meet them right now." For 15 minutes, this is no joke, DJ. There were guys that did not even know their teammates.
Wow.
And it was, "Oh, you from here? I'm from," and it was so amazing how they just started gelling at that moment. We went out and played Edward Waters, had an opportunity to win that game. And then after the game, you talk to some of the guys and they said, "Coach, if we ever get in that situation again, we're going to win it." And the following week they did. And now they believe in themselves and they're trusting in what we ask them to do. They have confidence right now. And, you know, we're looking at every week as a playoff game. And we're treating it like that. And, you know, we have a tough task in front of us with Savannah State this weekend. But, you know, I think the guys are ready. They're going to play hard. And, DJ, when it comes down to it, I have a great coaching staff, man. These guys work their butts off, you know, all day. They meet with the guys. Their attention to detail. They're intentional with everything they do. They're out there. They're mentors to the young men whatsoever. I applaud this staff. I'm the one that just puts together the meeting plans whatsoever and walk around and just try to organize. I don't call any plays. I don't even wear headsets on the sideline anymore. I just want to see the game and intervene where I can. And it's worked for us so far.
No doubt about it, Terrance. And I want to talk about your quarterback, Miles Scott. He's been great, man, and leading this comeback and renaissance in the middle of the year. Talk about his progression. Cameron Brunson at the receiver position already got 5 touchdowns this year. And I know you've done an amazing job helping those guys get better. Nicholas Woodard, your leading rusher. Talk about the offense side of the ball that I feel like it's been really the most improved part of the team. We'll talk about how their progression has been this year.
Well, Miles Scott's second year in the offense whatsoever. He's settled in. He knows what we expect from him, whatsoever. He can make every throw. The biggest thing, I think the biggest change is that, he was named captain by his teammates.
Awesome.
And I stay on him personally about being a leader, body language whatsoever, and being that dude. And he has been for us. And then Cameron Brunson is just a baller. You tell him one thing to do and he does it exactly the way you show him and tell him. And he finds a way to make plays. And the most intriguing one of them all is Woodard. Woodford is probably, to me, the best running back in the conference. He can do it all. He pass protect. He can catch out of the backfield. And he's great vision, good feet, strong, physical running back. We were so lucky to get him. He passed up some FBS and Power 4 schools to come play at Morehouse. So we know how talented he is. But, one of the guys that I think a lot of teams fear is Maurice Vinay, our tight end. 260-pound tight end that can run and move and catch the football and block like an offensive tackle. He's been special for us. But, no one is talking about what a great job my offensive line coach is doing, Bob Whitfield. We started the first 2 games with 5 true freshmen. And 2 of them were hurt. Now we played most of the season with 3 true freshman offensive linemen, and he's done a wonderful job there. So we're excited about the future of Morehouse football, but we still have some unfinished business for this season.
Terrance Mathis is our guest on the Sports Visions morning show this morning, and Terrance is the head coach of the Morehouse Maroon Tigers. Terrance, I tell you, man, obviously I made tongue-in-cheek when I said, and in your introduction is that, the bandwagon is starting to fill up. But when you win, people come. I mean, the alumni, Morehouse that's a proud institution, and their alumni are very prideful. So when they hear about all the winning and everything, I'm sure you got a few phone calls that you hadn't gotten before.
Well, here's the thing, I have whatsoever, but, being in football for so long, you don't get too high, you don't get too low. You got to stay consistent in everything that you do. But I've been consistent from the first time I got this job. And the thing is, I'm never satisfied, Of course, you're never satisfied with a loss, but even with the win, you're never satisfied because there's more to be done. And the thing is that, you can pat me on the back and call me all you want, but I'm not going to change the way we go about our business. And I'm always be intentional, and I'm always be attention to detail, and I'm always going to be on them to be the same way. So, at the end of the day, it feels good that, we're on this 3-game streak right now, but at the end of the day, we have things to finish.
You go on the road this week, right?
Yes.
Where are you going?
Savannah State.
Now they have you as their homecoming game. Is that correct? So
Correct.
It's pretty damn easy to get your team fired up because, again, normally when teams invite you or schedule you as a homecoming opponent, they think they're gonna that's an automatic win, and all the alumni, all the festivities going on, man. I know you have a locker room speech prepared already. Maybe you don't even have to get a locker room speech. If those kids have been playing ball as long as I know they have, when you're the opponent at homecoming, that kind of pisses you off, huh?
Well, here's the thing. We don't take it personal whatsoever. At the end of the day, we always talk about we play wherever we play, whenever we play, whatsoever. So it doesn't bother us. Yeah, it's their homecoming. Do you want to? Yeah, and you look at it that, guys, you hear them speak about it. But to me, a game is a game. It doesn't matter. Here's what's going on right now. And I tell the players is this. we're no secret anymore. We're not sneaking up on anybody anymore.
That's
they
right.
know how good you are. So you got to be better than expected every week, because they're going to be gunning for you now, because you're the hottest team in the conference. Everybody's talking about you. So, how we handle that determines how we finish the season.
So what's the message to the team to finish out the season strong? 3 very winnable games that would get you 6-2 in the conference, 6-4 on the season, ending with a 6-game winning streak, feeling really good heading into the offseason. What's the message to finish out strong and continue this momentum?
One game at a time. It's just one game at a time, and we look at it like it's our last game. We're in a playoff frenzy right now. We're on the outside looking in right now. We control our own destiny, and hopefully we get some help somewhere else. But at the end of the day, we always talk about what's ahead of us. And even when we were 0-4 and it looks like everything was doom and gloom, I kept saying everything that we want is still ahead of us, and that's to have a winning season, whatsoever. And it's right there in front of us. But at the end of the day, it's not going to be easy. As you said, there's technically there's 3 winnable opponents, but guess what? Look at us. Everybody thought, hey, that's a win. That's a win right there against Morehouse, and we're turning things around. So we can't look at it that way. We got one thing we talked about after practice today. Let's worry about us. Let's take care of us. Let's not go out there and make mistakes that beat us, and then we'll have a chance to win football games.
Terrance, my last question before we let you go this morning is that obviously everybody know you're a Falcon great, but I got to get your opinion on the Falcons. They're 3-3 right now. They look good in some cases, and others they didn't look so good. What's been your assessment of the former Pro Bowler that you have been, and so such a great player in that organization? I know you keep your ears, to one ear, at least one ear on Flowery Branch.
Well, here's the thing: young offense. It's a young offense. You got a quarterback that's really a rookie, even though he played a few games last year, but he's still a rookie. And then you still got even the coaching staff. This is their second year, so you got to give them time to gel whatsoever. I still think they have a chance to get in the playoffs whatsoever and do some good things. But here's the thing: if you thought this team was going to win 17 games. You're fooling yourself. So they're going to win some, they're going to lose some. They're not going to win them all. But long as you win more than you lose and have an opportunity to be in the playoffs, it's still early in the season. Give this team a chance and see where they are in November and December before we start criticizing them whatsoever and saying all this, all that. Look, there's a lot of teams that wish they was 3-3 at this point. Jets. Look at the Jets. Look at the Titans.
Right.
And we're right there. At the end of the day, just win the rest of your division games, and then you're there. So the thing is, I'm hopeful. I'm on the bandwagon of the Atlanta Falcons. I like that football team. I like the energy. You can't help but love Bijan Robinson. At the same time, and the defense. At times got to be more consistent, but at the same time, that front seven is kind of young itself. So they're going to get better. They're going to keep getting better and better and better. And as long as they peak at the right time, they'll be fine.
Thank you so much, my friend, for coming on and speaking to the Sportsvisions Nation. Hey, you have a great rest of your morning, my friend.
Man, thank you. Appreciate you guys. Be blessed.
Talk to you soon. All right. That's the great Terrance Mathis. And we go from the great Terrance Mathis to the great Leland Barrow. This guy has to have one of the best jobs in America, working for one of the hottest teams in America and working for one of the best. No, he ain't one of them. He is the best coach in America right now. He's actually the GOAT. He's taking over college football and Kirby Smart, who I'm talking about. But Leland Barrow, good morning. How are you, sir?
I think we lost Leland.
Did we lose? Did we lose? Okay.
He may not have heard us. We heard him. He may have been having some difficulties. Hopefully we can get him back here.
Excellent. Yeah, we're going to get him back. We
There he is.
We got him back. Leland, good morning. How are you, sir?
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Really, really. Did you hear that great introduction that I gave you, or you kind of lost me?
I lost it for a second. You're going to have to repeat the entire thing.
And I can do it, buddy. All you got to do is hit repeat. And I'm saying, we're going, I left Terrance saying goodbye, and I said, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we go from one great to another great. He's one of the greatest, of course, in sports information and communications. Of course, in particular, he's assistant associate AD for the University of Georgia's football program, Leland Darrow. Again, man, congratulations on the season. Man, you guys are the hottest team in America right now.
Man, it's been a fun run, but I've lost more hair and I've gotten more gray since the last time y'all seen me. It's been one of those years, but it's last weekend in Athens was an electric. It was an electric situation for sure. I got to see you very briefly on the staircase as you were going up to do your usual gig, but it's been an unbelievable run. It's been fun.
It has been. Let me tell you something, brother. You know, Gunnar Stockton is the man. I mean, everybody's talking about, and I know you probably will be the first to let everybody know, but they got these Heisman lists coming out and all this stuff, but I don't know if there's been a more effective and a more productive quarterback and a guy that just does what his team needs him to do than Gunnar Stockton.
That's a good way to describe him because that's pretty much what he does. Somebody described him a couple weeks ago as that he was kind of like Rocky Balboa. It takes him a couple hits and takes him to get bloodied up a little bit, and all of a sudden he wakes up and he takes over, and that's kind of what he does. There's no razzle dazzle about him. He's not trying to push teammates out of the way to get in front of the camera. He's not talking about himself. In fact, he talks very little. But when it comes down to the third and fourth quarter, when you need him. This past game in the second half, I think he was 12 for 12, 135 yards and 3 touchdowns. That'll get you into the discussion.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And what is the mindset as the guy that's head of, in sports information and getting that message out there for Gunnar to potentially be in that Heisman race? When you throw 10 touchdowns, 1 interception, you got 7 rushing touchdowns. He's on pace to have 20 passing and over 15 rushing. Not many people have done that. Johnny Manziel, Tim Tebow, Cam Newton, you know what, all they got invited to New York, Leland. So how do we get that message out there? What's the job for yourself and your staff to make sure he can get in that conversation?
Yeah, for sure. That's always something Claude and I have talked about when Claude Felton was still here over the years. We've had these great players come through, and you never know what's going to happen week to week. But the greatest thing about being at the University of Georgia is last weekend's game was the biggest game in the country, so you had all eyes on it. Not to say you don't have to push it and you don't have to work up a campaign idea, but when he goes out and does things like that, you kind of just sit back, fill out all the nominations forms, make sure everybody saw what they needed to see, and you don't have to come up with some kind of obscure thing to get attention to Gunnar. He's doing it himself, and that's kind of why we recruit players to come to Georgia, that, hey, you're going to be on that kind of pedestal and be in that kind of spotlight week in, week out.
Leland, how you guys handled the off week this so far? I know that it's late into the season. I know all the hard and heavy lifting that you were doing earlier in the season. Obviously, Kirby has had to back away somewhat. But, again, there's never really an off day like you told me the last week that they had some time off. But so how was this week of preparation?
Yeah, same thing. So we're on Thursday of that week. I think we ended up with probably what we would call 2 official practices of the week. But there's meetings and there's walkthroughs every single day. And you do have some time for coaches to work on future opponents. And the guys really to work on ourselves. And that's whether it's trying to get things straight in the defensive backfield, trying to figure out who's going to be available for offensive line, and then most importantly, it's rest for the bodies. Like these guys, they wouldn't be here if they weren't some of the best players in the country. So when they get their legs back up under them, I think like tomorrow morning they'll have a workout at some point. They'll go to class, and if they want to go home or if they want to stay here and just relax, that's what the plan is. So hopefully when we come back Sunday, and they'll have a team meeting, and they'll get ready for, as y'all know, one of the biggest games every single year.
Yeah, I got to ask, though, I know Florida's coming up, but in preparation for what you do, Texas is going to be a massive game. And can you let our audience know, is this the first time the University of Texas ever made an appearance in Athens Stadium?
Correct.
That's incredible, man. So what are some of the ways in preparation, knowing that they're going to bring a big crowd, and how everybody and their moms will want a ticket and be involved? It's going to be a massive ordeal.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about this game is, for us, it's been one of those years where we had 2 massive ones before this. So we've already had 2 we've already had 2 auditions for this, dress rehearsals for this. But our staff, which we do I think not just me, it's a huge team effort, but we do a great job of trying to welcome a team like Texas who's never been in here. They got enough going on, especially there. We think about it from the communication staff. We have somebody that meets them in the loading dock as soon as they gets there and shows them all the different pivotal spots in the stadium that will that they need to know about: visitors locker room, press box, where the field access is, and all that stuff. So we try to give them the best hospitality that we can do up until the ball kicks off.
Yeah.
You're off this week, but again, it's a bye week. Let me just say that, no off. But the bottom line is that on Saturday evening or Saturday afternoon, 5, 6 o'clock or so, do you have any special plans?
You know what? This week, I'm going to go see some of my best friends down in Southwest Georgia and maybe get in a hunting stand for a little while and just hang out with them. Something I never, ever get to do during the fall, at least other than this one Saturday each year. So that's my plan.
One thing, the reason why I ask you that, because you're a very good friend and a guy that you know quite well. He's going to be inducted into the Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame at the College Football Hall of Fame in Atlanta. And I was just wondering, were you going to be accompanying him?
No, not this time, but I'll be thinking about him from afar. And we also have been setting up the, each year, the Georgia-Florida Hall of Fame. I think the official name is Florida-Georgia Hall of Fame, but I refuse to call it that.
Mm-hmm.
So the Georgia-Florida Hall of Fame puts in 2 members. And so next Friday, I'm getting ready for that deal in Jacksonville. We'll be putting in Sony Michel and the great Freddie Gilbert. So truly excited to have both of them and their families down in Jacksonville for that. And yeah, this weekend, that's another great ceremony, man. That's another highly regarded guy that I love and have had many good memories with.
I'll tell you what, one thing is going to happen this weekend. Obviously, I'll have an opportunity to see a guy that you work with just about every day. If Kirby Smart, as he'll be inducted. And, of course, the following week down in Florida, we'll be down there. And, of course, my college roommate and teammate and buddy has asked me to present his jacket, his Hall of Fame jacket. So I'll see you down in Florida as well. So, again, that'll be 3 weeks in a row, man. And, again, it's just, every time I see you, I need to play the lottery, because every time I see you, I think I have good luck.
I heard that you were going to be the man giving it to him, and I think that's about as fitting as it could be. He is. I've only got to meet him and be around him just a little bit, but he is one of the most humble guys who's done a ton for this program during a pivotal time. So I think he's a perfect pick. There's so many great picks out there, so it's hard to whittle it down. But I think this year he's a great compliment to Sony Michel, who I don't have to tell anybody of this age who Sony Michel is.
Don't hate me, Leland. I know I keep looking forward. I know we're focused on Florida. We're focused on Florida.
Yeah,
we're focused
Texas.
on Florida.
Man.
But I'm going even farther than Texas in that Georgia Tech game, man. This could be the biggest Georgia Tech game in my lifetime. I don't know about with you and DJ. Y'all may have been a part of or seen games that were bigger than this one. But for both these teams to be potentially top 5 teams, it would be really incredible. Can you kind of state what this would mean to the state, what it means to both programs? I really cannot remember a time in which it had this much hype heading into it, hopefully at the end of the year.
I saw DJ shaking his head when you said that. I can't think of one that's, as far as when 2 teams are ranked this high. And, of course, there's a long way until we get there. So we'll see if everybody's still, ranked that high and in that position. But and DJ knows this a lot better than I do, because he was on the field doing it. But it doesn't matter with these 2 teams. It doesn't matter if it's 2 versus 3 or if it's 67 versus 87. Every time these 2 teams match up, and again, whether it's 2 versus 67, it doesn't matter the rankings. It doesn't matter any of the stuff that's going on. These 2, it's a bitter battle who players played in high school against each other. Some were teammates. You got so much crossover, and it means so much to the state. And they've had a great bit of momentum in the last 2 years. And obviously, last year's game was such an epic 8 overtime game, which showed they've definitely made some improvements from the years that we were really handing it to them. So yes, you're right. I cannot say we look past Florida or the next one or the next one or the next one, but that one's always circled on the calendar because we know what kind of battle it's going to be. Unique thing about this one is they've decided, not to have it on their home field. They've decided what could be a trend in the future for a lot of programs to do a neutral site in the Mercedes-Benz. So that's going to add a new dynamic. And I'm hoping when I get to the sideline and I look up, it's about 97% red.
Leland, the final question that I have for you this morning, and I'll let you get on about your work. These big games that you already mentioned that we've had, and those other couple that are soon to come on the weekends, on Saturday mornings or Saturday afternoons, you have some tremendous crowds on the sideline, and these people that's watching the games, and some of them that get see the clips. Those are a lot of the recruits and a lot of the people that you guys are trying to influence to come to the University of Georgia. Why don't you give us an executive summary of quite how that goes during the pregame?
Yeah, pregame. I'll give like example of this past pregame. We had a 3:30 game, which to me is a ideal time for a game of that magnitude because it allows the fans to get early enough and be able to leave early enough. But when you have game day on campus, things start a lot earlier for our staff and a lot of the people, operations, and it goes way past those groups. They're trying to help game day get going in the right directions. With that being a 9 to 11 show, we had Coach Smart that got on there. So it's making sure he has the parking spot, making sure he has the security, making sure what gate he comes into, gets on stage. We had Uga. That's a Mike Mobley detail right there. He makes sure picks up Uga on the golf cart. Again, makes sure the path to the stage. We had all the musical guests, so that's something new to the show that we tried to figure out. So honestly, when it hit 12:05 and that show was done, some of our staff, including myself, were kind of like, man, we just played a game. Now we're still 3 hours before game. So getting down on the pregame to the field, that's a whole nother deal because you do have a lot of different groups. You have groups from development, which is fundraising. You have recruits. One game, we have Anthony Edwards and Ant-Man and his group of guys down there. You got some of the all-time greats from the football. So it's a lot of different groups kind of coming across each other. You also have to be careful with compliance, of course, because some of these groups can have interactions, some of them can't. So I would say it's like cutting the top off an anthill and looking down on it, but it's controlled chaos. We have some of the best event managers, some of the best compliance, all these operations people that figure all those details out. So it kind of gets to when you finally get to 3:45 and the ball gets kicked off, everybody lets out a sigh of relief because then you let the guys and the teams do what they do, and it's kind of the haze in the barn then.
Good deal. Hey, Leland, thank you so much for, of course, waking up with us here on the Sports Visions Morning Show. You always are very informative, and we appreciate you, my friend.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all having it, and shout out to all my west side of Georgia folks.
Absolutely. All right. Take care. Have a great rest of your morning, man.
All right. Take care.
All right. Leland Barrow. Boy, I tell you, man, again, there's not
man.
a better job in America right now.
No doubt about it.
Absolutely. All right. We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we're going to have another Bulldog. His name is Buck Belue. You might have heard of him. If you haven't, you're going to know all about him here in just a little bit. You're watching Facebook Live, and you're listening to WLTC HD2, Sports Visions 921. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for waking up with the Sports Visions Morning Show with DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer. Catch me at 9 a.m. every weekday morning, right here on Sports Visions 92.1.
Good morning. I'm Michelle Jennings, and here are your morning's headlines. In Lynette, 24-year-old DeAnthony Wright has been arrested and charged with vehicular homicide after a Tuesday evening hit and run, killing a toddler on South 4th Avenue. Meanwhile, today in Russell County, final arguments will be heard for 18-year-old Jadaris Snipes, who is facing murder and robbery charges for the death of 23-year-old Ryan Bowles, who was shot to death leaving a Christmas party in 2023. On Wednesday, Bowles' father was called as the state's final witness. In Columbus, 26-year-old Eric Gibbs and 27-year-old Justin Harris are facing drug and gun charges after being arrested in a recent narcotics investigation that seized over 16 pounds of marijuana, 2 firearms, and over $3,800 in cash. But in Phoenix City, Alabama, a sinkhole has been expanding for 2 years and no one is claiming responsibility for the repairs. The sinkhole is growing issues that have impacted several in the city. So far, we have not received a response from the city for an official statement. From WRBL News 3, I'm Michelle Jennings. Have a joyful rest of your day.
Good Thursday morning. We are starting back off chilly and those temperatures in the mid to low 40s under clear skies. Once again today, we're tracking plenty of sun with those temperatures rebounding. Highs expected to reach the upper 70s. Clear and chilly tonight, lows falling to near 50. Rain chances arrive late Sunday with a chance of rain all the way through midweek. Temperatures becoming cooler in the extended forecast with readings near 70.
Yates Insurance, a full-service employer and executive benefits firm offering tailored solutions. Founded on the principle of customer service and a commitment to your goals. Grown by building on experience and eagerness to explore new benefit options. Property casualty, your insurance needs, and HR service solutions for your company. Your benefit plan affects the health and prosperity of your employees and your company. At Yates Insurance, you get expertly crafted plans to meet your needs. Plan design and implementation. Yates Insurance, your benefit partner. Visit yatesins.com.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
You're listening to the Sportsvisions Morning Show, brought to you by Global Diagnostic Services and the Finley Firm. Now back to DJ and Thrift on Sportsvisions 92.1.
Welcome back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Good Thursday morning, everybody. It's a great day for a great day. Boy, you talk about Mr. Telephone Man. I tell you, Buck Belue knows this song very well, man. You know, let's take it back. Play it a little bit. Give me a little bit of that.
Mr. Telephone Man.
Yeah.
Something wrong with my line.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's bring him up. The former University of Georgia national champion, 1980 quarterback, and he is a rock star of a sports talk host with 680 Fan in Atlanta. Buck Belue, good morning. How are you, sir?
Hey guys, what's shaking?
Hey man, you the man. We just got got off the air with Leland, who is the right hand man for Kirby as far as administrative communications on the athletic side, and I tell you, he gave us some a little insight. But I was really trying to figure out if the dogs are they starting to read these press clippings, because I don't know what they've been doing, but they need to keep doing it, because I mean it's from Gunnar Stockton to you name it. These guys are playing out of their minds.
Yeah, I like to see them tighten up that defense a little bit. But overall, man, you got to be pleased. Gunnar's playing great. I think they're doing a couple of things this week during the bye week. One, they're healing up. Great to see that offensive line with Ernest Green back in there at right tackle. I think that's huge. Otherwise, we're playing like, two freshmen on that right side of the offensive line. So I'm really glad to see Ernest Green back in there, solidifying that offensive line. But Gunner's beat up a little bit. Just so impressed with what he did last week. Banged up against Auburn. I remember those days, DJ. You can barely get out of bed on a Sunday morning. But he didn't practice early in the week and came back out and told Kirby, look, I'm ready to run it this weekend against Ole Miss. And, boy, he just had a great performance. which was good to see. Defensively, just want to see us maybe be able to get a little more of a pass rush going. It seems like the only pressure we're getting right now is when we're blitzing the inside linebackers. Not a lot of heat coming off the edge, which is going to be a problem down the road when you're playing in these bigger games. So I think the only other thing is really you got to, with Colby Young out for the season, you got to get Noah Thomas very comfortable, get him some reps with the ones, working with Gunnar Stockton this week and next week going into the Florida game. But I think he's the next man up, and I expect him to get in there and play well.
I know we got an off weekend and we got a huge event Saturday night, but just thinking ahead of things, the Georgia-Florida game, they fired Napier. I don't like how this thing looks, man, because, again, you talk about, going up against a Florida team that their coaches, the kids love their coaches, and they weren't satisfied with the production in the administrative side. But, you don't know what to expect. You don't know what, we knew that Napier was calling the plays, but in your best guesstimation, I mean, aren't you a little worried that the Dogs don't know really what they're going to be up against, going up against the Gators in 2 weeks?
Just doing some research, getting ready to talk about this on the show, and looks like Billy Gonzalez is going to name the quarterback coach as the play caller, not the offensive coordinator. He's going to skip right over Callaway, and he's going to go with their quarterback coach, Ryan O'Hara. And Gonzalez, the interim coach, says, look, he wants to spread it out more and try to get these playmakers involved. They've got some really good talent at wide receiver. And one of the big problems they've had is DJ Lagway last season was seeing a lot of man-to-man coverage and hit a lot of big plays, was very effective facing the man-to-man. But this year, defenses are playing pretty much all zone coverage against Lagway. And so he's had trouble with the zone, going through progressions, being patient, checking the ball down. He's forcing a lot of balls in there. So I would assume Georgia's going to try to do the same thing, going to come out and play a lot of zone coverage against this guy.
Yeah, I would think so too. But, with this Dogs team and Gunnar Stockton playing the way he is, do you think this is Heisman Trophy worthy of his performances these first 7 weeks of the season? Because I do.
Yeah, I would love to hear somebody ask Gunnar about that. I think Gunnar would say, look, all I'm interested in doing is winning. Not the Heisman, but just winning football games. It's, those individual awards, they're great. But during the season, man, I don't know really a lot of these quarterbacks that would want to talk about that.
You're absolutely right, especially with this guy. He's so special. As long as he can get in his truck and go check on a few cattle that he preferred. I mean, I ain't never seen anything like this, Buck. You and I played many years ago, but I mean, I can't think of a guy in a high profile position that just wants to be left alone, wants to be a country boy, wants to just no. I mean, normally guys like yourself, you have a little swag about yourself. You want to put your shades on in the club, and you know what I'm saying. But this guy, none of that with this guy.
Yeah, the difference in he and Carson Beck is really obvious. I went to a charity golf tournament recently. It was a year ago, and both Carson and Gunnar Stockton were there, and I spoke with both of them, went over and said hello and chatted with them, and I looked at Gunnar's golf bag, and he had a bunch of old mix and match golf clubs in the bag, and I sort of chuckled. I didn't say anything, but I chuckled at that, and went over and said hello to Beck, and he had a brand new set of those PXGs, baby.
Right,
I mean, you got to have some deep pockets to have a bag full of those clubs. And, I saw Gunnar leaving that day in his old pick-em-up truck, as we called it in South Georgia. And there goes Beck in that Lambo. So, it's just a little bit different.
Yes, indeed. Buck, make no bones about it. Saturday evening at the College Football Hall of Fame, it's going to be a fun time. You and I both are members of the Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame board and committee, and we're going to be inducting 33 young men, and most of them are young men. But it's a special group going in, man. Who in particular Did you get your list yesterday from the folks up in Atlanta?
Yeah, I've already had the list. I've been talking about it and had a lot of these guys on the show leading in. We got 7 Yellow Jackets going in, 9 Bulldogs. Really just thrilled to see Coleman Rudolph, who played at Valdosta High, went on to great success at Georgia Tech. And to see him and his father, who passed away a few years ago, Jack Rudolph, he was our defensive coordinator at Valdosta High for 33 years. And I learned more defense through just listening to Jack Rudolph teach defense during practice in high school. I just felt so blessed, getting to Georgia, and felt like, I knew most of the stuff they were already teaching because of Jack Rudolph. So Rudy played at Grady High School in Atlanta for Irk Russell and went on to play at Georgia Tech too. So really proud to see Coleman and Jack Rudolph going in. There was a quarterback at Valdosta I got to see play. That 71 team was one of the better teams to ever play high school football in the state of Georgia. They just lit people up. It was like, 50-3 every week. And Stan Bounds was the quarterback, and he went on to Ole Miss, injured his knee there, and that was a little disappointing. But Stan Bounds was tremendous. I'm looking forward to seeing him. And then we've got all these guys that we played with. Freddie Gilbert going in. That's going to be fun. My go-to guy, Lindsey Scott.
Yeah.
Is going in too. So really happy for Lindsey.
Yeah, I am too, man. And I cannot wait to see everything that's going to happen and what it will be a beautiful ceremony on Saturday. But Buck, I do got to ask, and looking at the SEC right now, and the Bulldogs have won some fantastic games against Ole Miss and Tennessee. I know the heartbreaker to Alabama. Who's the best team right now? I know A&M's undefeated, but I would have to say Alabama right now and Georgia are looking like a collision course. Are they not?
In the SEC you're talking about?
Yeah, SEC.
Yeah. There's, some big time football to be played here down the stretch. But, I was thinking about this and went with it on the show yesterday that I believe Georgia's probably better off not playing in the SEC title game, getting a extra week of preparation and rest going into the college football playoffs. That would, if they were the 5 seed, that would mean that they're hosting a first round playoff game. I think that would be South Florida, Texas Tech, somebody like that. So I'm thinking that might be the best way to go. What's the goal? Win the SEC or win the national title? And, so I think that might be the best way for Georgia for this to unfold, is to get that week off and get rested up and ready for a run in the college football playoffs.
Buck, we got a few more minutes here. And again, I want to give you enough time to give us your take on the Atlanta Falcons as they stand at 3-3 right now, 3rd place in the NFC South. Again, they play good one week and then they play like hell the next week. But what's your assessment really on what are you thinking right now about the Falcons?
DJ, I'm thinking with Michael Penix Jr. with this bone bruise that he has in his foot, I'm thinking, the best move would be to start Kirk Cousins on Sunday and just rest up Penix. And look, be up front with Penix. I know there are people concerned about, when you do something like this, you're going to have a young quarterback lose confidence. I'm going to give Penix a lot more credit than that he's mentally tough, physically tough. And you look him in the eye and say, look, we're protecting our investment. You're our quarterback of the future. We play you. There's a chance of a fracture. And look, we could go without a quarterback and beat the Dolphins. So maybe trot Cousins out there, market him a little bit, let these other teams that might need a quarterback see what he can do. And then when Penix is ready to go health-wise, you plug him right back in there as the starting quarterback. I think that might be the smart way to go this weekend if Penix is still limping around today and tomorrow during practice.
Wow, I tell you, you know what? They let a wide receiver go that had caught about 62 passes last year, 3rd leading receiver, but he only had 6 receptions this year. He has what's his name? Ray
McLeod.
Ray McLeod. Man, I tell you, what's up with that? I mean, that was kind of a deal, a different kind of deal.
It's really a lot of rumors floating around. He was really close with the wide receiver coach, Ike Hilliard, that got fired a little earlier, a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if it had anything to do with that, or the word is he and Raheem had a little back and forth disagreement, and it must have gone downhill from there. But I don't think he's going to be a guy that I think you can replace him and just move on if you needed to cut him loose. I don't think we're going to miss him, although they do need to address that receiver group moving forward.
Yeah, I know there's some depth issues big time.
I want to see this bunch formation with Kyle Pitts and London and Mooney. I want to see those three guys in a bunch. Look, I'm really unhappy with Zach Robinson, the offensive coordinator, and what he's doing. Do you know, out of the 32 teams in the National Football League, the Falcons are last in play action passes. And this is what Penix was so good at at the college level. This is what he does best. I just, a lot of things the Falcons do, I just will never understand. Sort of like playing Jalen Walker only at the edge rush position. He's a glorified edge setter. I want to see him off the ball inside where he can show off his entire skill set a little bit. I'm not saying bench Diablo. He's been fabulous. But with Diablo out, I'd like to see Jalen Walker playing off the ball inside so he can take advantage of his entire skill set. So, there are a lot of things that I just don't understand. Why Zach Robinson doesn't want to utilize the play action pass. The way we run the ball with Bijan and Algiers, it just seems like a normal thing to want to play action off the run game and be able to work the middle of the field between the numbers and hash marks a little bit. That doesn't make any sense at all. If I was the Falcons, I'd be encouraging Zach Robinson to go after that Oklahoma State job.
Well, Buck, I tell you what, certainly enjoyed you waking up with the Sports Visions Morning Show. Man, been enjoying you and Kelly on the Buck Belue Show and drive times from Atlanta, 680 The Fan, man. Hey, why don't you let everybody know, give them how they can catch the show themselves?
Well, most people these days are catching it on the 680 The Fan mobile app, which is free. And we've got a loyal listener out in Hawaii that calls us a lot. So you listen crystal clear regardless of where you live. Mom can listen down in Valdosta occasionally, keep up with what I'm talking about. Even our pastor is listening, DJ. I tell you, it's a little bit of pressure when you hear the pastors listening.
Yep, absolutely, man. Hey, look, we appreciate you as always, and I look forward to seeing you on Saturday up at the College Football Hall of Fame.
I know you're going to be the sharpest dressed man there, DJ. I'm going to try to keep up with you.
All right, I'm gonna hold you to that, buddy. Take care.
All right, man. See ya.
All right, that's Buck Belue. We're gonna have some fun with the Georgia Football High School Hall of Fame on Saturday night.
Cannot wait, DJ.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and take our final break of the day. You are watching Facebook Live as well as YouTube, and you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 921. We are your hometown sports guys.
Cause it's about 3:15 and sure days I mean I got the Bentley Ballet and I'm just outside of Jersey past the Palisades and I love to see that some boots and shades thrown out on the bed.
If it's local, it's on the Sports Visions Morning Show with former Georgia Bulldog DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
At Ulta Beauty, the season of giving and treating yourself starts now. Get in the gifting spirit with limited edition kits from Sol de Janeiro, Tarte, and Moroccan Oil. Make every morning festive with advent calendars from Benefit Cosmetics and Drybar. These holiday exclusives won't last long. Make the season yours and head to Ulta Beauty today. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Alabama at highschoolofficials.com.
At Bratton Automotive, we have several inexpensive vehicles. That's under $10,000. Guess what? I have financing for those vehicles also. Don't go to another dealer and pay all those high interest rates and all those high payments. Come to Bratton Automotive. I'm going to get you an affordable vehicle. I'm going to get you an affordable payment. Buy with confidence, because every vehicle I sell, I offer a warranty on. Check us out at BrattonAutomotive.com, where everybody leaves with a smile.
This message is brought to you by the Armed Forces Vacation Club, a free membership travel hub for active duty military and veterans. Discover the world for free at afbclub.com. That's afbclub.com.
Catch the Paul Feinbaum Show, 3 to 7 on Sports Visions 92.1. Now back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Here's 3-time Georgia Bulldog SEC champion and 1980 national champion, DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
Welcome back to the final segment of the Sports Visions Morning Show. DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer. And Thrift, I'm going to say it right now. I'm not just saying this because this is, the Sports Visions Morning Show. I'm saying this because anywhere that you find across the parameters of sports talk radio everywhere, I don't know if there's ever been a local show that gives us that many informative guests over the course of a week, over the course of a month, over the course of, the last 7 or 8 months that we've been doing this, man. We've come at these people with some absolute brilliant, informative guests. Of course, today with Tamara Johnson, celebrating her and all her accomplishments up at Harris County's Carver Middle School. Jack Patterson, who has been a tremendous contributor over the years, or at least with WRBL's sports team, and of course, Danita Gibson doing her work as the CEO of Girls Inc. Terrance Mathis, the head coach of the Morehouse Maroon Tigers in Atlanta, with his 3-game winning streak, seeing him and having him on the show and when he was first hired, and going through all the trials and tribulations and the losses. And now he's starting to smell and feel some success and realizing it and being appreciative, because, again, boy, I tell you what, the folks are jumping on the bandwagon like there's no tomorrow. And, of course, Leland Barrow, how many people get to go behind the scenes of the Georgia Bulldog football communications department, and to get a guy like Leland to come on and to talk about things that help students with their careers. It gives you a real world look at a world-class football program, the scheduling, the itinerary, the work that they do, the work that goes into what they have from day to day. But we're so fortunate to have Leland as a part of us. And then, of course, the great Buck Belue. I mean, the college buddy, the friend that's still to this day, for him and all the success that he's had on and off the field, for him to, of course, enlighten all of our Sports Visions Nation and a lot of the Bulldog fans, a lot of SEC fans. Buck Belue is he's a national championship quarterback from the University of Georgia, but he's representing the SEC, and those folks that cheer for everybody now. I think it's kind of an unheard or untold deal when you as long as you're not playing by team, I'm still going to pull for the other SEC teams, and it's great to have that.
It is, man, and I think it's cool. And I was talking about how big Texas game is, but Ole Miss was pretty big. Alabama was huge. Now they'll have Texas, and then on the road at Tech. I mean, it's been a great year, because remember in the previous years, like last year, you didn't have many very good home games, man. So it was
so
nice.
What are you saying? Austin P wasn't any good?
I mean, it's nice to have some actual meat coming in. Yeah, some real talent in Ole Miss and Texas and Alabama. It's been a good time at Sanford Stadium.
It has been. And, of course, on the road with Sports Visions, we'll have this drug awareness session on Saturday. Of course, that'll be over at the Carver High School. We'll be handling business over there with some students and coaches and parents. And pleased to have the opportunity to speak on behalf of the Georgia Coaches Association. Coach Dr. Charles Flowers invited me in. And, of course, one of my colleagues and good partners, community partners, Chandra Edwards with the Morehouse School of Medicine. She's on the program as well. We'll be over there at 11 o'clock on Saturday. And, of course, on Saturday evening, we'll be in Atlanta at the College Football Hall of Fame, where they will be inducting the newest members of the Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame, all 33 of them. Shannon Sharp's brother, Sterling Sharp, his name has been overshadowed by the likes of Cam and, of course, the likes of Walt Frazier and of course, Isaiah. But we just got a bunch of guys. Kirby Smart, man, as we talked to Leland, I was trying to pick his brain to see if, in fact, he was going to be there on Saturday, but he's going to be somewhere in the woods, sitting up in a deer stand, probably enjoying a much-needed day off. But we're looking forward to that being in Atlanta. And, of course, the following week, Friday, we'll be down at Jacksonville, the site of the Georgia-Florida Hall of Fame ceremony. And, of course, Freddie Gilbert, as Leland mentioned earlier, my college roommate and teammate, will be getting inducted. I'll be presenting his gold or his whatever color jacket that they have down there. And, of course, the Georgia-Florida game will be played on that Saturday, November the 1st. Actually, the Hall of Fame ceremony is on Halloween, Thrift, and you guys are going to be actually at the Troop game, right?
Yeah, I am, and that is going to be a massive game against Sandy Creek. It should be a ton of fun, DJ.
Ton of fun indeed. And, of course, November the 8th, the Fountain City Classic, the 35th annual Fountain City Classic. All the tailgate and games going to be underway. Man, I tell you, we're looking forward to it. But I tell you right now, football tonight, Thrift, who's going to be battling here in town?
Carver, Jordan, Hardaway, Sumter, and tomorrow we have 6 fantastic games we'll be having on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Don't forget, coming up later on this afternoon, me and Big Rich will be announcing the highlight of the week and previewing some of those games from Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC DJ this afternoon.
All right, you hear the music. You know what that means. That's going to do it for this edition of the Sports Visions Morning Show. On behalf of Thrift Behringer, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you to keep your eye on the ball.
I try to teach you, but I need some lessons. I need to get better.
You've been listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show with DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer. Brought to you by Global Diagnostic Services and the Finley